From DeKalb, Illinois, a MAC West showdown between the Toledo Rockets and the defending conference champs, the Northern Illinois Huskies. And welcome, everybody. Along with Forrest Connolly, I'm Doug Sherman. So glad you're here with us. And even though it's just the second week of October, Forrest, I don't think it's too early to say this is a big game.
Well, this is a very important ball game. Whoever comes out of this ball game feels like they are the bell cow leader in the West Division of the MAC.
And there you see it, Toledo 1-0, Northern Illinois trying to snap a 4-game losing streak here today. Well, if the Rockets are to soar, they need their dynamic running back, Jacquez Stewart, to deliver.
Well, he has to deliver. This is a young man that had 7.6 yards per carry last week on the way to a 122-yard outing. He's one of those guys that can take it to the house from anywhere on the field. So Northern Illinois will have to keep him in check. They have to not allow him to plant that foot and get north and south, because when he does, he's somebody that's hard to catch in the open field.
And Forrest, I know you like talking about the big guys up front in the trenches. How do the Huskies get it done?
Well, they've got to get it done against the quarterback, Finn, because he breaks outside of contain. Last week, they faced a quarterback that threw it 58 times, 1 sack, 5 quarterback hurries. They've got to do a better job, keep pressure on Finn, and not allow him to be the playmaker he has the ability to be.
Toledo's Jason Candle in his 7th year as head coach, 14th year on staff. He's a former wide receiver at Division III national power Mount Union, where he graduated in '03. His team among the favorites again this year in the MAC, and there is the man who guided the Huskies to the 2021 MAC championship. But the record at this point, only 1-4 overall, reflects the fact that they have not played as well in the fourth quarter this year as they did last year. There you can see the wind is quite gusty. It says 14. Don't listen to that. It's much more than that. It is a cool, brisk day here today in DeKalb, Illinois. And we are just about set for football. UNI won the toss and decided to defer to the second half. And there you see John Richardson, the kicker for UNI, ready to get things started. And into that win, the ball comes down at around the 20-yard line, and good coverage downfield. Return out to across the 30-yard line by Jerwan Newton. And that's where the Rockets will start things here this afternoon. Daquan Finn, the 6'2 sophomore from Martin Luther King High School in Detroit, one of the more dynamic talents at that position here in the MAC, Forrest.
Well, the thing that he does great is get outside the pocket, and that's when they become a big play offense on those scramble plays. So Northern Illinois will have to do a good job of containing him, keeping him between the tackles.
On first down, throws the screen a little too far out in front of the intended receiver, incomplete. Well, Daquan Finn spent part of his summer competing and serving as a counselor at the 2022 Manning Passing Academy. I can't even imagine what that does to the development, the confidence, and the growth of a quarterback, Forrest.
Well, anytime you can be around greatness times two, I think it helps enhance your ability to become what you want to be, and that is a great quarterback.
2nd and 10, keep it on the ground, do the Rockets fall forward to about the 37-yard line. Jacquez Stewart with a gain of 6 to bring up 3rd down and 4. Blankensee, a big play receiver. Green May, the transfer from Wisconsin, on the D-line. And there was a first down run, moved the chains. But back to those impact players for us. Tell us about them and why they're going to impact this game today.
Well, you talk about Blankensee. He leads the team in receptions, and he's one of those guys that it's going to be interesting to see if Northern Illinois will play him man up on the outside, or will they shade coverage to his side, because if they do, it opens us up for other receivers. And Isaiah Green May, he is the transfer from Wisconsin, and he's starting to come on. He uses his unique length to be a problem on the outside for offensive tackles when he's able to get extension.
Finn had all day, and he finds Newton, who breaks loose. Finally dragged down at the 12-yard line. Jerwan Newton, averaging over 19 yards per catch, 2nd in the MAC, 25th in the country, has a big chunk play to get things started here.
And if you watch the defensive back on this play, you've got to break down and make the tackle. You can't come flying up, because if you don't make the tackle and you're the 3rd-level defender, there's no one else there. Of course, NIU had good pursuit to catch him, but if he makes that tackle, he's down right there. He got an extra 25, 30 yards because he flew up and did not break down.
It covers 44 yards and has the Rockets inside the red zone. Keep it on the ground with Stewart, the sophomore from Miami, who has dynamic speed, but he's also not afraid to run it between the tackles, pick up tough yardage, gain of 3 or 4 there at 2nd down and 7.
And Stewart comes from that Northwestern program down in Miami. They've produced a lot of great players.
Nowhere to run as Ray Thomas was closing in, the sophomore defensive end from Racine, Wisconsin.
And a good job by Thomas to read the play call and press down inside, get that inside motion going. For the offensive tackle, you've got a power step, but you see the offensive tackle, number 62, Kelvin Aitman, he got his feet together. You've got to have a wide base because when your feet are together, you have no power angles.
Jordan Gandy was there as well. Let's see what Toledo's got on 3rd and long on the jet sweep. After the cut inside the 5, but it's going to be short of the 1st down. On the run, Devin Maddox, junior from Cleveland, Ohio, and on 4th down and 2. As we take another look, what do you think they should do here for us?
Well, I think they're definitely going to go for it. You're inside the red zone. You've got a really good rushing attack going. And what was interesting about that play is his ability to stop and cut up the field because he could not get around the edge like you usually see players do on the jet sweep.
Mikel Barkley, the receiver to the right.
30-second charge timeout. Northern Illinois, their first of the half.
Well, he had a big package in there with Jamal Turner and Anthony Torres, a pair of tight ends, and maybe threw them something they weren't ready for.
Well, the coaching staff saw the lineup, saw the personnel, and they did not feel like they had the right personnel in the ball game. And some people will say, well, why do you take a timeout so early? But this is an important timeout because this is one of those momentum plays. If Toledo gets the 1st down or either scores a touchdown, then, you know, they have the momentum on their side. But if Northern Illinois can get the stop early in the ball game on a goal line play, that brings momentum to their sideline, and it gets that offense going and ready to get out there and try and put points on the board.
Well, this Huskies defense has been opportunistic. They lead the MAC with 5 interceptions, but they have had a lot of turnover, especially in the secondary. Through their first 5 games, they started 4 different pairs of corners, including a pair of true freshmen last week, Amarion Knight and Jacob Finley. So they've got some things to figure out, this for the defending MAC champs. Let's see what Toledo has to bring on 4th down inside the NIU 5-yard line. Barkley, the receiver, to the bottom of your screen. Finnett, quarterback, rolling right, throws to the end zone. Touchdown, Jerwan Newton.
And all of that is a reflection of Finn's ability to run the football. He gets the defense's attention. The defensive back gets caught looking in the backfield at the quarterback as opposed to staying on top of the receiver. You've got to press that receiver to the sideline, not give him room to catch the ball, so when the ball is delivered, he's out of bounds. You cannot lose contact with the receiver paying attention to the quarterback. It's about playing your 1/11th.
Thomas Clucky, the PAT, he is now 68 of 69 for his college career. The Rockets on the board first.
Irresistibly smooth chocolate. To put the world on pause. Lindor Almond Butter, made to melt you. By the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
Your local Ashley store has all the top mattress brands in stock and ready for fast delivery. And right now, you can get 0% interest for 60 months on select Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest Black, and Purple mattresses. Visit your local Ashley store or shop online today.
So?
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice, but everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
My name is Dr. Brooke Bello, and I'm not a political figure. I'm a survivor. Last year, Governor Pritzker ignored my plea, my cry, taking away the rights of parents to protect their daughters. We can do better than that.
The highest scoring offense in the Mid-American Conference scores on its first possession. Toledo 7, Northern Illinois nothing, and the Rockets pretty much what we expect out of them.
Well, very easy drive for them. The only negative play was the quick pass on first down, and I think Finn didn't set his feet on that play, and he'll have to adjust to the wind that we see on the football field. But they moved the ball down the field very effectively, and it was all set up by that big pass play. And once again, the defensive back has to do a better job of breaking down. Even if you don't make the tackle, get a hold of the ball carrier. And right here, once again, Finn sprinting to the outside, grabbing all of the attention from the defenders, allowing the receiver to run across the back of the goal line and get the easy touchdown for Newton.
Good start for the road team, which has been a theme in the MAC so far here this afternoon. Buffalo went to Bowling Green and blew out the Falcons 38-7. Fair catch for Northern Illinois. The other early start, Eastern Michigan goes to Kalamazoo and is up 22 in the final couple of minutes. So Toledo off to a quick start, continuing that MAC road game trend. So now we see that Ethan Hampton will start at quarterback for UNI. Rocky Lombardi continues to be sidelined. He was injured week 3 against Vanderbilt. And so between Ethan Hampton and Justin Lynch, the second and third string quarterbacks, we expect to see those two share signal calling today.
And for Toledo, they will have to adjust to the quarterback that is in the football game. It'll be interesting to see what kind of defensive pressure they're able to get.
Hampton more the thrower, Lynch more the runner. This is Hampton, the redshirt freshman from Elburn, Illinois, who hands it off. And on first down, that Toledo defensive front stands tall.
And they need to stand tall because of the running back Harrison Whaley and his ability when he gets the football and when he plants that foot and gets north and south. And the one thing I love about him is his patience running the football. He doesn't just run up in there. He allows the play to develop. He allows his linemen to get good fits.
Hampton rolling out. He's picked off. That's going to go for a pick six. Quinyon Mitchell with a huge play as the Rockets take a 2-touchdown lead.
And Hampton made a young play on here. You see right here, he's eyeballing his receiver the entire time. And if you watch, Mitchell never paid attention to the receiver. He watched the quarterback's eyes. He jumped that route. He's right there for the easy pickings. Hampton has to do a better job of looking off his receivers as opposed to eyeballing them down the field.
25-yard interception return by the young man from Williston, Florida, who showed flashes last year as a freshman, disruptive at Notre Dame, comes up with a huge play on defense to make it 14-0 Toledo. Now, we talked about Toledo's offense being the highest scoring in the MAC. Well, this defense also is limiting opponents to the fewest number of points. And Forrest, when you can actually score on defense, all that much better.
Well, what they're doing a good job of is they're playing the football. And early in this football game, you saw on that first drive, what they did was they knew they had a young quarterback. And once again, he watched the quarterback's eyes. So for the young quarterback for Hampton, he just has to do a better job of going through his progressions, reading the defense, seeing what they put out there in front of him, and looking for the best option.
Well, there you see the defensive leadership for Toledo. Now, this is something that Coach Candle's team did a lot of last year. They led the MAC in offense and defense, but they had trouble with penalties, which really undermined a lot of their games. That has been something they have largely cleaned up, averaging about 50 penalty yards per game, or per game. And with the idea that this road game today. They can go 2-0 in MAC play, and it's all out there in front of them, and they're off to a great start. Jaden Cradle out across the 30-yard line. The freshman from Columbus, Georgia, with a good return for Northern Illinois.
And one of the things that I expect from Northern Illinois is to lean on this veteran offensive line. You've got guys that have played, guys that know how to play, and you've got a very steady back in Whaley who's finally healthy. We talked about him early with that one carry that he had. I think you need to lean on your running back a little bit more and not put a lot of pressure on your young quarterback.
Whaley coming off a career high 230 yards on 30 carries at Ball State last week. He scored 3 touchdowns in that game, and they give it to him on first down. Whaley 5'10", 192 pounds, from Johnston, Iowa. And the offensive coordinator, Eric Eidnes, told us earlier this week that Harrison is getting back to himself, not always trying to bust when he's got patience, finds the right hole, gets the tough yards. It all seems to be coming together for him right now.
And this is a guy that was one of the leaders in rushing in the country prior to his injury last season.
This year second in the MAC at over 5 yards per carry. Fake the handoff to him. And the quarterback run by Justin Lynch. He's the number 3 quarterback on the depth chart, number 5, and more of the runner out of the 2. He now comes out. And Hampton goes back in. Third down and 3. Casper Rutkowitz, the motion man, throwing the football that way. He has to adjust to the football, but does a nice job to haul in the first down pass from Hampton.
And if you notice what Toledo's doing earlier, they had 8 players in the box. It's almost like they're daring Hampton to throw the football. They bring 5, they drop 6 back into coverage, but Hampton does a good job of getting the ball to his receiver to get the first down. Now, he needs to do a better job of putting it where the receiver can catch it and make a play in the open field, but you like the first down. You need to see some positive plays for your young quarterback.
Rutkowitz on the sideline after that first down catch. He leads the MAC in touchdown receptions this year with 5. Whaley lowers his head, gets to about the 45-yard line before being driven back. It's a 3-yard pickup.
And what's interesting, too, Coach Eidnes told us that Whaley doesn't always try and make the splash play to get the touchdown. He understands the down and distance, so he tries to make the positive right play. And often young players try to make the big play every single play, but the big play is not going to be there all the time. You have to take what the defense gives you.
Now under center, Ethan Hampton tosses it back. Ontario Brown picks his way to midfield. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Nice job by this NIU offense to possess the football and pick up positive yardage on both 1st and 2nd down.
And a nice job of helping your young quarterback once again. If you can get this run game going, now you allow for the quarterback to have time to get man coverage on the outside because these players will stay in the box. Once again, it's almost like they're daring Northern Illinois to throw the football. But when you've got all of these players in the box, there are no 2nd and 3rd level players if a running back is able to get that far.
Brown, a dangerous weapon at running back, and he is out of the Wildcat, going to run for the first down. And the young man who is the gem of the NIU 2021 recruiting class gets that first down. He was offered by NC State, West Virginia, South Carolina, Virginia Tech. Ontario Brown has a very big upside.
And you know, I've never understood why the Wildcat is so hard to stop. You know the running back is going to run the football. I mean, rarely do you see a Wildcat quarterback throw the football.
Now we're back to Ethan Hampton, the starting quarterback today, again with the injury to Rocky Lombardi, who is getting closer to returning. We thought earlier this week we might see him today, but off again today. Huge hole for Brown. Bowling his way to the 30-yard line. It's another NIU first down.
And you see the misdirection by NIU. They've got a player going across the back of the formation. The defense has to pay attention to that movement. And when you've got all of those moving parts, it allows for the offensive lineman to get good fits. And you see Brown's ability when he gets up in the scene, he's able to get positive yards. But once again, that's what you have to do. Help your young quarterback run the football.
16-yard gain for the young man from Savannah, Georgia. He averages 5 yards per carry this season. Triple receivers to the right for the Huskies. Run it the other way. Whaley back in there. He tries to find the hole. Falls forward to the 27-yard line. Northern Illinois, a 6-time champion in the Mid-American Conference. They've won 5 times since 2011, including last year. But they blew a 10-point fourth-quarter lead at Ball State last week and lost the game in double overtime. Missed a field goal, a chip shot field goal in the first overtime. They need a win in the worst way here today. Movement. Both sides pointing at each other.
And that'll be on the defense because the offensive lineman reacted to the defensive lineman being offsides.
Evan Buss, the left tackle, getting the start with Marcus Cox out injured.
Offside. Defense, number 35. 5-yard penalty, second down.
So it's the former Maryland Terrapin, Deshaun Holt, who is called for the penalty. There you see our officials for this MAC game today on a bright sunny day, although breezy here in DeKalb, Illinois. You can tell it's October now, can't you, Forrest?
It feels like December.
Well, this is coming from, you live in the deep south.
Yeah, but I don't care where you're from. Cold is cold.
Cold is cold.
Wind,
I'm with you.
It's a tad bit brisky out here.
Well, for the folks in the stand sitting in the sun, they're much happier than those in the shade, I can tell you that. Northern Illinois uses a timeout.
30-second charge timeout, Northern Illinois, their second of the half.
Well, this is the 115th homecoming at Northern Illinois University. It dates all the way back to 1903. And on homecoming, NIU is 74-30-10 all time, having won 21 of their last 23. All of that means nothing when you get out there today, but just interesting to talk about. And it's more important as far as I'm concerned. It's also Hall of Fame weekend. And so the head coach for Northern Illinois, Thomas Hammock, was also a great Huskies running back himself. Last night inducted into the school's Athletic Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Coach Hammock and to the entire family.
And what an honor for Coach Hammock and his family to be a part of that, to be inducted. It's well earned, and you see the reflection of who he is with the players that he puts on the field.
And he is NIU through and through. Graduated in '02. His wife Shanitha, also an NIU grad. They met here. Their son has the middle name of Douglas. That's the residence hall he lived in. So you get the sense that, you know what, this really means something to him. A young man, Coach Hammock, who left the NFL 5 years in Baltimore with the Ravens as their running backs coach, to come back to his alma mater 4 years ago. First down yardage picked up on the ground, but there's a flag on the play.
And that's the play that NIU runs often. They pull both guards and the tackle, and the play side tackle kicks out. The play side guard comes up the seam, and then the offside guard leads the back through the hole.
They've waved off the flag. Harrison Whaley back into the game. Ontario Brown back out. Inside the red zone for the first time this afternoon, the Huskies at the 15-yard line. This is Justin Lynch at quarterback. Designed run with blockers to the right. Turns it up and walks into the end zone. A 15-yard touchdown run.
And there's that play once again. They pull both guards in the tackle, and what happens is the play side guard kicks out, the backside guard turns up into the hole, and the tackle leads the back into the end zone. Great blocking by the offensive lineman, and a good job by Lynch to follow his blockers into the end zone.
Well, Justin Lynch was very productive at Ball State on the ground last week. 15 carries for 89 yards. His 15-yard touchdown play caps a 10-play, 69-yard drive that chewed up over 6 minutes. And the Huskies say not so fast. Rockets scored twice early, but with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter, Northern Illinois is on the board as well.
Let's make a toast. Here's to savoring every sip.
Want to get that done, you know.
And embracing every moment.
Layla.
Every unexpected, timeless moment. To turning up, winding down, and everything in between. Whatever you're planning or not planning this holiday season, we're made for the moment.
Your local Ashley store has all the top mattress brands in stock and ready for fast delivery. And right now, you can get 0% interest for 60 months on select Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest Black, and Purple mattresses. Visit your local Ashley store or shop online today.
So?
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice. But everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
Back in DeKalb, Illinois, where Justin Lynch has just gotten the Huskies on the board. And the Lynch family has made the familiar drive from Chicago many, many times over the years, including when Justin was just a youngster on the field with the Husky, the mascot, because his older brother is NIU legend Jordan Lynch, the 2013 Heisman Trophy finalist who finished third that year, highest in MAC history, one of the all-time greats in program history. And now finally, younger brother has followed older brother to DeKalb after a detour last year to Temple. And he had his moments as a freshman with the Owls, but a coaching change prompted the younger Lynch to say, you know what, it's time for me to go home to DeKalb.
And you see the results. A good job by Lynch on that play to follow his blockers, get to the end zone. And that's something I thought that we would see early from Northern Illinois, and I think we'll see that as the game continues to progress, them continuing to run the football and make Toledo stop them.
Justin Lynch can throw the football. I mean, he threw for 255 in a win against Akron a year ago for Temple, so he's not just a runner. You've got to appreciate the fact that he can also throw it. On this kickoff, I got a trivia question for you. Well, let's see the return for Toledo. Mouth guard goes flying. You know what? We'll hold the trivia question until we come back from break. It's about the Heisman Trophy race back in 2013 and why your alma mater was so closely involved.
You know what beats next day shipping? Getting it the same day. So shop Ace online and get free in-store or curbside pickup right in your neighborhood. Or get what you need delivered the very same day you order.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
So?
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice. But everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
At Navy Federal Credit Union, it all starts with members like you. Because we were founded as a not-for-profit with a mission dedicated to your well-being, with everyday banking tools and loans, all backed by 24/7 support. The kind of support that comes from being a proud partner within your community. Because when you're a member, it all starts and ends with you. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Which with Forrest Connolly, I'm Doug Sherman back in DeKalb, and we've established Justin Lynch's older brother Jordan 9 years ago, All-American, did everything here at the school, quarterback, third in the Heisman race. He went to New York City, big part of it. Do you know, Forrest, who the two other football stars were ahead of him in the vote in the 2013 Heisman race?
I don't know who the two others
please
were.
set the play clock to 25 seconds, please. 25. Thank you.
I don't know who the two others were, but I know who won the Heisman Trophy that year.
Well, yeah, so that's one of them. Your alma mater.
Famous Jameis.
Famous Jameis. So who was number two?
Was it Johnny
Lynch?
Manziel?
Nope.
Let me think on that. I've got a smartphone, so let me.
I need you to watch the field, though. A.J. McCarron was number two. Well, Mr. Lynch finished up number three. And by the way, the older brother, Jordan Lynch, is a head coach back at their alma mater, Mount Carmel, and actually coached younger brother Justin at the varsity level.
Well, I remember Jordan playing against Florida State in the Orange Bowl against E.J. Manuel, ACC Network's E.J. Manuel, and Northern Illinois staying close to Florida State until the fourth quarter.
DQ with the pass completion. Daquan Finn has Toledo on the move again. We've got a flag at about the 45-yard line now.
And I think it's going to either be a horse collar or a face mask because he tackled him, it looked like, around the helmet.
Personal foul. Grasping the helmet opening. Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
That's Northern Illinois' top tackler, Daverin Rayner.
And what's interesting, when Rayner gets up, he acts like he doesn't know what he did. I mean, it's obvious you grabbed him around the helmet to bring him down. You know, it's so funny to me when guys get up and throw their hands in the air like, I don't know what I did.
Stewart inside the 30 and pushed out of bounds at the 10-yard line. If you're either one of these teams, why don't you just keep running the football?
And that's the speed that we talked about in the open for Stewart. When he's able to plant that foot and get north and south and get outside of the tackles, he's got a lead blocker right there in front of him. He does a good job. You see right here, he's following his lead blocker. As soon as he kicks out, he plants that foot and he's north and south, and he's got the speed, a good angle by Northern Illinois to get him out of bounds.
35 yards on that pickup. Newton in motion. Finn rolling, throwing, complete into the end zone. It's that same combination for Toledo. Finn to Newton. And that's the third touchdown of the first quarter with still 3:46 to play.
And once again, you've got Northern Illinois defenders paying too much attention to Finn and not playing their 111th. Devin Lafayette, number 3, you've got to stay on top of the receiver, Newton. You cannot allow your eyes to get caught in the backfield. I understand that Finn is an elusive player, a dynamic player, running the football as well as throwing, but you've got to play your 111th.
Clucky kicks the PAT through the uprights and caps off a 4-play, 73-yard drive that took up just over 1 minute.
And you'll see Lafayette kind of look over like, okay, I've got to get out there. You've got to stay on top of him. You've got to stay in between the receiver and the quarterback. You cannot give him anywhere to go with the football. But too often when you have dynamic quarterbacks, defenders on the back end of the defense get caught looking when that quarterback breaks outside of contain, outside of the tackle box, because they figure they're going to run the football and they got to come up and be there for run support. But you've got to do your 111th. You've got to know and be able to depend on your teammates that they're going to do their 111th.
Well, Northern Illinois playing without its best cover corner again this week, Javon Bird, sophomore from Milwaukee, injured, so going further down on the depth chart. And so far, Toledo been able to take full advantage. Here is Clucky, a mechanical engineering major out of Clay High School in Oregon, Ohio. Puts his right foot into it, and with the wind sends it back to the goal line, and it'll be a touchback for the Huskies. 3:46 on the clock here in the first quarter at Brigham Field.
And right now you've got a homecoming crowd basically in shock as they've seen this Toledo offense go down the field twice, basically, you know, with ease.
And then the pick six in the middle, and it spells a 21-7 Toledo lead. This is NIU's third possession. Without the turnover, they put together an impressive drive to score their touchdown. It covered 10 plays, 69 yards. Running on first down, Ontario Brown, 5'10", 218 pounds, out of Beach High School in Savannah, Georgia. And he already looks like a grown man.
Well, he runs behind his pads, and he's one of those fall forward backs. So you've got to thump, wrap, and tackle him. And when I say that, I mean you've got to hit him to let him know you're there. You've got to wrap him up, and then you've got to try and bring him down. And if you can't, hope that pursuit comes to help you get him down, because he's such a powerful ball carrier.
Well, Brown made his first career start last year against Toledo and had success, 93 yards rushing, including a 37-yard touchdown. He's back at it again. This will be another first down. Good burst once he got the handoff.
And if you notice what Toledo's doing, they're putting players in the box, but they're playing two high safeties to make sure they've got someone on the back end of that defense, because I think Northern Illinois is one block away from breaking one with this running attack.
Ethan Hampton starting at quarterback, back out there for NIU. Their head coach, Thomas Hammock, told us this week, this is a championship game for us. That's how important it is. Brown picks his way through the line out to the 39-yard line, 4-yard pickup. As a true freshman, Brown got into the mix for the MAC champs. 9 games, couple of starts, ran for 538 yards, third best on the team. But he averaged 6.6 yards per carry last year. He is an impact performer with football in hand. Second down and 6. Perhaps some confusion on the line. They come set with a play clock at 12. Fake the handoff, roll out. Hampton has his pass dropped. George Gums could not hold on to the football.
And if you saw what they did, they went 2 tights to the left side of the formation. They sold the run to that side. Ethan came back around, and he had what he wanted with Gumps. But you've got to squeeze the football. He had the first down, but you've got to squeeze that football.
You just saw number 15, Cole Tucker. We haven't called his name yet. Third in the MAC at 84 yards receiving per game. On third down, did they look for the hometown guy? Hampton, incomplete. Trying to find Rutkowitz, and that'll bring up fourth down.
And I thought he had a better option with number 15, Cole Tucker, coming across on the short crossing route. And the coaching staff will talk to Hampton about that. And once again, he's a young quarterback, so he's still learning. It's still a learning process, and he's still learning to go through his progressions. I thought he did a better job on that series throwing the football, though, not eyeballing his receiver, but going through progressions and finding what he needs to find. But that's something that he'll continue to work on. But I thought there was a better option with Cole Tucker on that play.
Adam Beal, the return man for the Rockets. The ball bounces off a Husky, who then covers it at the 26-yard line. Some on the sideline for NIU are saying, as Hatfield is, that the ball kicked off a Toledo player, but the officials didn't see anything like that. And it's going to be Rockets football. Well, before the game, with the coin toss.
Ball was illegally touched by the kicking team. Ball we placed at the 30-yard line. First down, Toledo.
Celebrating the 50th anniversary of Title IX. Hard to believe it's been a half a century, but my, how it has changed the landscape of college athletics, where schools are required by law to spend as much on women's athletics as they are on men's, and it's provided countless opportunities for girls and young women for the last 50 years. Nice touch to have that as part of the MAC pregame. Because the ball was illegally touched, as you heard the official say, Toledo takes over at its 30-yard line. Finn fakes the handoff, now fires to about the 37-yard line. It was caught. Nicely done, getting down to make sure that ball doesn't hit the turf by Mikel Barkley, Jr. from a place you know well, from Tallahassee, Florida.
And a good job by the defenders to stay on top of the receivers and not get caught looking in the backfield at Finn.
He's a TCU transfer, Barkley is. Gain of 7 on first down. Now Finn going to run for it. Gets across the sticks and picks up another first down. Looks like he might have been pointing, wondering if he was hit a little late, but I don't see any laundry on the field.
And you see the escapability by Finn on that play. They ran a stunt. You had tackles coming inside and ends folding around. They got immediate pressure on Finn, but because of his escapability, he's able to get to the outside. And this is the previous play where they got the pass to the outside, where the defenders did a good job of staying on top of the receivers.
Maddox with a huge pickup to the 31-yard line. One of the big play receivers between Newton, Blankensee, and Maddox. Now the junior gets his first big play of the day. Now a little tempo for Toledo. Final minute of the first quarter. Quick pass from DQ and blown up. Maddox went backwards after making that catch.
And that was an outstanding play by the defensive back. He pushed the receiver back into the ball carrier. That's exactly what you want to see on the outside from your players. A good job by Jaden Dolphin to make that play on the outside.
After a loss of 1, 2nd and 11.
That's what coaches call grown man football right there.
Well, Dolphin's a big guy, 6'2", 216, and used that physicality to force the tackle for loss. Northern Illinois all over the run. Micah Kelly had nowhere to go.
Well, Micah Kelly didn't follow his lead blocker. He cut back to the outside. I think he saw something that he did not see, and it closed on him quickly.
Jordan Gandy, another of the DeKalb natives on this NIU roster with a big play to end the first quarter. All Toledo, though, here in DeKalb so far. We head to the second quarter. Rockets 21, Huskies 7.
Let's make a toast. Here's to savoring every sip
Want to get that done, you know.
and embracing every moment.
Layla.
Every unexpected, timeless moment. To turning up, winding down, and everything in between. Whatever you're planning or not planning this holiday season, we're made for the moment.
season, invite fall into your home with a stylish refresh. Get great deals on bestsellers that are in stock and ready for a fast delivery. Be fall fabulous by visiting your local Ashley store or shop online today.
The DQ chicken strip basket? Yes, please. I want in on that. Oh, that house-made Hidden Valley Ranch is for all the dips. Plus fries, Texas toast, and, you guessed it, DQ chicken strips. Mmm, so good. Let's go, right now. Or let's get delivery at DQ.com. DQ, happy tastes good.
Any other questions about your loan with Navy Federal Credit Union?
All good. Thanks again for answering my call. I know it's late back home. I can't imagine where I'd be without you guys.
Hello? Are you still there?
Thanks so much.
Have a good one. Thanks for calling.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
So?
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice. But everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
First quarter stats show you that the Rockets have made very good use of their limited time of possession, 3 touchdowns. Forrest, that's a touchdown every 1 minute and 59 seconds you possess the football. Pretty good for Toledo.
Absolutely. They're running 2-minute offense.
Well, a defensive touchdown helps with that number. Coach Candle's team looking to improve to 4-2 on the year. They won their conference opener last weekend over Central Michigan University. And now Toledo looking to tack on another score. Individually, Finn has been terrific. 7 of 8 passing. He's going down the middle, has a man, but misses, throwing into that wind. Unable to complete. Just his second incompletion of the day.
And Finn had him wide open. I think he reacted to the immediate pressure. A good job by number 95, Devontae O'Malley, to not allow Finn to set his feet. He couldn't get enough on that football because if he could have, he had what he wanted down the field.
Zyros was wide open. And that'll bring up 4th down and 11. And the Rockets keep their offense out there. There you see Devontae O'Malley, one of 8 current starters who arrived in DeKalb with no scholarship. 8 former walk-ons now start for Northern Illinois. Finn dropped the football, recovers. Can he make something out of nothing? Throwing. It is caught, but he may have been out of bounds. Finn may have already been out of bounds before he threw that football.
Now let's take a look. Let's see if Finn is out of bounds. You see, he did not panic. He got possession of the football. Good job by the offensive line to stay on top of the defenders. He wasn't out of bounds. I wonder if they're looking at this possibly being a holding play, because when the quarterback scrambles and gets in scramble mode, often linemen get caught trying to maintain their blocks.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, there you go.
And we were both absolutely wrong on that play.
Not the first time, won't be the last.
Yeah. I thought holding, you thought out of bounds, and actually it was roughing the passer. So let's watch it all the way through, and maybe we will see what the call is. Now, he's let go of the football. That's kind of iffy. I mean, that can go both ways. I get it. I understand. You know, we've got to protect the players, but they are in motion, and you don't know what the dynamic ability of Finn, if he's going to run the football. So as a defender, you're trying to make sure he's out of bounds. So I get it both ways. It can go either way.
He is both dynamic running the football and throwing it. Here he is on the run, and Northern Illinois' defense does a terrific job to string it out.
And you saw Anthony Torres, number 88, trying to lead on that play. He could not get outside and reach that defender's outside shoulder. One of the most difficult blocks to make is reaching a defender. Watch number 88. He's trying to get to the outside, but he actually is holding on that play. But because he's not able to get to the outside, that doesn't give Finn the room that he needs to get to the edge.
Good job by Jordan White, sophomore safety from Havre de Grace, Maryland, on that tackle. Newton was the motion man. Finn gives it off. Stewart around the left corner toward the pylon.
Now the question is, was he out of bounds when he fumbled the ball? Because if he fumbled the ball into the end zone prior to being out of bounds, that will be deemed a touchback.
Throwing on the field is out of bounds at the 1-yard line. First down.
Let's see if he's out of bounds on this play. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if they review this. That right foot right there may be what they called out of bounds.
Stewart up the middle. Goes in almost untouched for another Toledo touchdown. A 1-yard run. And Toledo takes a 27-7 lead.
And this homecoming crowd is shocked right now. They knew coming into this ball game it was going to be a tough outing against this Toledo ball club, but I don't think anybody expected the score to be 27-7 and possibly 28-7 with almost 14 minutes left in the second quarter.
Jaquez Stewart says, it's nice that Harrison Whaley for Northern Illinois had his career high in rushing last week. We failed to mention that, well, Stewart had his career high last week against Central Michigan with 122 yards. His first touchdown of today makes it 28-7 Toledo.
Crazy fast or nice and slow, up the hill or around the block. Because it's not about keeping up with everyone else or how far you've gone or hitting the perfect time every time out. It's about letting your run be your run. Brooks is here for every runner, doing the research and sweating the details to create gear that works for you. It's your run. Brooks, run happy.
I'm 25. Why should I start using vitamin C, the new vitamin C serum?
In your 20s, early signs of aging can start showing. L'Oreal Paris is concentrated 12% pure vitamin C for skin that looks up to 70% brighter.
The new vitamin C serum by L'Oreal Paris.
On a patronizing Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
That's called an off tackle. That's where the running back runs.
I know what it is. Did you just fansplain me?
I'm sorry. I was out of bounds. That's where a player steps back.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
MLS Decision Day. It's make or break. Today on ESPN2.
A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. As luck would have it, that's our story.
Let's take a look at number 61 on the offensive line, suffering some sort of injury on the extra point. Justin Stevens then had to be helped off the field and over to the Toledo sideline after he couldn't get up.
And that's one of the most difficult positions to play, field goal extra point, because basically you're giving your body up for the team. You're taking a hard inside step and you're putting the chicken wings out and getting big and spreading out to try to prevent penetration, but you're engulfing all of that contact, so it's easy to get rolled up.
How much did Bobby Bowden have you on special teams at Florida State?
My first year, when I wasn't playing a lot, I played on special teams all the time, and that's special teams meaning field goal extra point. No running down the field on kickoff.
I didn't think you were on kick coverage.
But I'll tell you, one of the hardest players I've ever had to play against on field goal extra point was a guy named Ray Farmer that played for Duke University. He would get to the back of the end zone and get a full running start and run into you.
Wow.
And just take your head off, and there was nothing you could do about it. So if I ever see Ray Farmer again, I'm going to have some words with him, because I still remember what he used to do to us. I mean, we would score 50 or 60 points, so
of course.
It would always be, he would get 5 or 10, maybe 6 or 7 free shots.
That's how he took his aggression out on the Seminoles. Man, well, a lot of that has been legislated out of football. They don't want that type of collision like we were so accustomed to in the past, and I don't blame you. I don't want anybody running full speed into me from that distance.
Absolutely not. You just have to brace yourself.
Northern Illinois needs a spark. Good kick coverage there for Toledo. Well, these are the two highest scoring teams in the MAC coming in. Toledo averaging 33 points a game. Northern Illinois 31.6. And the Huskies are going to need to get their offense going here. Again, they're without their terrific starting quarterback, the Michigan State transfer Rocky Lombardi, who is injured. NFL scouts are high on him, so the job goes to Ethan Hampton jointly with Justin Lynch. This is Hampton, the 6'3", 204-pound redshirt freshman. And in talking to Eric Eidsness and the head coach Thomas Haddock, what are the things Hampton's working on? His RPO decisions, picking up the blitzes. Apparently Ball State really threw a lot of different looks at him last week. They do say he doesn't make the same mistake twice, but it's a learning process for this young quarterback.
Well, you got to look at Hampton. He did not get to play his senior year because of COVID.
Yep.
Then he got redshirted last year. So this is basically his first year of football in 3 years when you're talking about live action against a live opponent.
And a live defensive opponent that is stingy on defense in Toledo. That'll bring up 3rd down and long after the Rockets came together. Judge Culpepper among those on the tackle, the Penn State transfer.
And a good job by number 91, Jamal Hines, to stretch that play out. When you're stretching that play out, what you're doing is you're not giving the edge to the back to plant and get north and south, but you're also giving time for your pursuit, your defensive teammates to get to the ball carrier and make the tackle.
There you see Rocky Lombardi, who is still sidelined, but making progress, we are told. On 3rd and long, wide open receiver, and a chance for a big play for the Huskies. Down the sideline, it's a Northern Illinois 1st down and then some, as Cole Tucker, the young man from right here in DeKalb, gets himself into the game.
And a nice block by number 8, Casper Rutkowitz. You see him on the outside. He waited till he was able to get in front of the defender's shoulder to make that block. I think the officials are talking about it now, but I thought it was a clean block. If you watch, you don't see it on the screen right here. You see him come flying into the screen right there, but I thought that was a clean block.
Personal foul, blindside block, offense number 0. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Result of the play is a 1st down.
And my mistake, that was Fabian McCray, but I thought he did a good job of allowing the shoulders of the defender to turn up the field before he made the block. Look on the left side. You'll see them come flying in the screen, but I thought he got the defenders, because the defender's shoulders have to be turned square to make that block. And if you see the front of the numbers, you can make that block.
The running back is Harrison Whaley. He gets the handoff and immediately is met by a wall of white jerseys. My goodness, Dallas Gant, the Ohio State transfer, the Toledo native, who's playing such a big role this year on this defense.
Well, consistency has been an issue with him, and he stayed hurt during his time when he was at Ohio State. And the coaching staff, they're extremely pleased with his ability now because he's been able to stay healthy, and that's been the key for Dallas, staying healthy. But you see him find the seam, get up the field, and make the tackle. That's what you want for your linebackers, to be able to flow downhill. A good job by the defensive tackles covering up those linemen.
Procedure penalty here.
Offside. Defense number 1. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Desjuan Johnson, the excellent defensive lineman out of Detroit, who lined up in the wrong spot. A lot of moving parts on this Toledo defense. They are without linebackers Terrence Taylor and Dan Bolden, a couple of starters who are out injured. Maxon Hook, their excellent safety, was hurt on the first play last week on the opening kickoff. He's not playing again this week, so a lot of people in different positions. Nice tackle by Zachary Ford after the pass completion to Messiah Travis. It's a first down for Northern Illinois.
And a good job by Hampton to set his feet. And I like the quick pass game. When you've got a young quarterback, you want to see some success. You want him to experience some successful throws. So I think the quick pass game is what we'll see from Northern Illinois as they continue to try to get back into this ball game.
4 minutes gone here in the second quarter. All Toledo so far. 3 offensive touchdowns, 1 pick six. Brown falls forward to the 47-yard line.
And Desjuan Johnson was in the backfield at the snap of the football. You saw him complaining to the officials. He thought it was held on that play. The center and the guards have to do a better job of picking it up, putting it down. And what I mean by that is when that second foot comes down, you need to make contact at that point. You've got to keep a wide base. And when he tries to disengage, you've got to power up, roll your hips into the defender, and drive them out of the lane. You cannot reach over, and you cannot get your feet together when you've got a powerful player like Desjuan Johnson coming up the field.
On second down, Justin Lynch back at quarterback. Runs the option, pitch behind Brown. He tries to cover the football and does. It's a loss of 5 on the play.
And that was textbook defense by Deontay Johnson, number 2. He stayed on top of the quarterback. He did not give him an option. Watch number 2 on this play. He stays right in front of Hampton. He has nowhere. He wanted to turn up. He couldn't turn up. And then on the outside, you had another defender, number 6, Flash, Nate Barr. They did a great job on that play, playing their 111th, which is what you have to do when you're playing against an option.
Now, Johnson's one of the captains officially, and they say he is the leader on this defensive team that is so good for the Rockets. Hampton back in at quarterback. Checks it down, pass complete. But down at midfield is Harrison Whaley.
And you saw Whaley kind of get some excitement. He got the ball in the open field. He's getting ready to be a playmaker, and he just lost his footing.
And so now Tom Foley, the Minnesota transfer who redshirted in 2019, on to punt for Northern Illinois. He was the MAC West Special Teams Player of the Week for his efforts at Kentucky, when he averaged 47.2 yards per attempt on 6 attempts. Timeout Toledo.
30-second charge timeout Toledo, their first of the half.
Now we see Gant right there in the middle. He has come home to Toledo, number 19 for the Rockets. Went to St. John's Jesuit. He is a legacy. His father, Jim Gant, played at Toledo. His mom, Rhonda, was a Rockets cheerleader back in the early 90s. Dallas grew up attending camps at UT, but he went away. He was a top recruit, top 300 recruit, 4-star, went to Ohio State, as you mentioned, in his 36 games. Didn't play the role, didn't play the reps, had some injuries that he wanted, so he decided, you know what, I'm going to come home. They say he has fit in so well, he's like a pro free agent. He has come back home, and it is like he has been there right along.
And he's got great size at 6'3", 235 pounds. I'm sure NFL scouts have their eye on him.
No question about that. Nice job to get to that punt. The wind is tricky here today in DeKalb, Illinois. Adam Beal secured it for the Rockets, who come back out with their offense, looking to build on their 28-7 lead.
Life happens out there. It's where you'll find a million little moments.
What's next?
But the biggest memories happen when you experience out there through their eyes. So Nature Valley has donated $8 million and counting to help preserve our national parks for you, your kids, and one day their kids to enjoy. Life happens out there.
local Ashley store has all the top mattress brands in stock and ready for fast delivery. And right now, you can get 0% interest for 60 months on select Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest Black, and Purple mattresses. Visit your local Ashley store or shop online today.
The DQ chicken strip basket? Yes, please. I want in on that. Oh, that house-made Hidden Valley Ranch is for all the dips. Plus fries, Texas toast, and, you guessed it, DQ chicken strips. Mmm, so good. Let's go, right now. Or let's get delivery at DQ.com. DQ, happy tastes good.
28-7 Toledo, and this jerry-rigged offensive line continues to produce for Toledo. Devin Rogers was a 4-year defensive tackle who 5 weeks ago never thought about playing center. Tyler Long and Chris Ocasio went down with preseason injuries. Kendall Majors got the start at center to begin the year, but now he's been moved out to right tackle. Devin Rogers moved from defense to offense, and they don't miss a beat.
And the significance of the center set they lost were 50 career starts combined. So when you've got a guy that played on the defensive side of the football that is used to being able to grab, tug, and pull, but now and he transitions to an offensive lineman, that is extremely impressive.
Finn to Newton one more time. Good pickup. So you're telling me offensive linemen don't hold, tug, or pull?
Absolutely not.
Come on.
We punch. We punch and we duck walk.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, sir.
Hey, if they don't call it, it's not a penalty.
You got that right. Stewart tackled after a short gain. That'll bring up 3rd down and short.
And a good job by the defensive line to get up the field pressure, that vertical pressure that the Toledo coaches talked to us about. That was one of the concerns coming into this ball game, is the vertical pressure of the Northern Illinois defensive line. They get up the field. That was a good job on that play.
The line to gain is the 30 for DeQuan Finn and the Rockets offense. Finn fakes the handoff, dives forward. And let's see where they spot it. It appears he's going to be a foot or two short, but there is a flag on the play. There you see the early indication. It's going to be a hold against the offense.
And Jeffrey Griffin, number 8, was in there with immediate pressure. And you see that vertical pressure now.
Holding offense number 55. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
So that's Kendall Major, who started the year at center, now playing right tackle. So he gets caught for the holding. So that time it was a penalty that he was holding because it was called.
Watch
right,
in the middle
Forrest?
of your screen. You see right there, he grabbed him. I mean, he's blocking him from the back.
What?
I mean, it's obvious on that play. A good job by Jeffrey Griffin. And once again, that's that vertical up the field pressure that the Toledo coaches were worried about coming into this ball game. There's not a read and react going on from Northern Illinois. They're trying to get up the field. And when you're playing against a quarterback like Finn, that's what you want to try to create: chaos, havoc, and immediate pressure.
Ruling on the previous plays, the record did not make the line to gain. The play is under further review.
Yeah, so the initial mark on Finn's run left him a foot or two short. Now they're going to take another look to reaffirm that.
And that was an interesting call, because I was confused when they declined the penalty, because it looked like he stretched out and got the 1st down.
But his knee was down in the midst of the stretch, I think, is what the original spot was.
Yes. So the question is, was his knee down prior to him stretching with the football? That's what the officials are looking at right now. Once again, look at this great hold. But you see right there, I do think he had enough for the 1st down, and they'll take that penalty and move the ball back and replay 3rd down. And, you know, I'm all for my offensive linemen. And,
no.
you know, I don't want to harp on it, but at the same time, you know, when it's as blatant like that, you've got to talk about it. But at the same time, your job as an offensive lineman is to keep defenders off of your quarterback. And when you know your quarterback is running a quarterback draw, you're going to do whatever it takes to make sure he doesn't get hit. You know, I went through that with Charlie Ward, with Danny Cannell. My job was to make sure nobody with another color uniform touched those guys by any means necessary. And I'm sure in the quarterback meeting, he will thank his center because when you've got a guy as large.
After review, revealed that the runner was short of the line to gain stands. It's 4th down.
Interesting. But when you've got a guy like Jeffrey Griffin, 6 feet, 301 pounds, coming downhill, you don't want to get hit by that guy.
No.
So he's probably going to buy that lineman a lunch or something and say, hey, you know, those stadiums that you got to run for that penalty, you know, thank you for it.
Yeah. Well, Charlie Ward, as they're faking the punt, falling forward, and it looks like they may have the first down.
And when you've got a 21-point lead, you can make plays and take chances like they just did on that play. And Northern Illinois had to be weary of that. You see, they've got a lot of people at the line of scrimmage, but a good job by Toledo finding the seam and getting the necessary yards that they needed for the first down.
And that was big Judge Culpepper, the defensive tackle, getting a chance to run the football.
A lineman's dream.
That is marvelous. Now they put the ball into the hands of the usual runners. That's Micah Kelly. And we haven't talked much about Judge Culpepper, who gets that first down run. His older brother was a quarterback / tight end at Syracuse who overcame cancer. He had testicular cancer. And Judge was there for the whole stretch. And he says that his older brother Rex is, quote, my hero. And the Culpepper name you may be familiar with. Their father was an All-American lineman at Florida who had a long NFL career. And in fact, their grandfather also played, or great-grandfather, rather, played college football. Out of the backfield again, we've got a big pickup. Jaquez Stewart with a Toledo first down. So, again, back to Culpepper, who began his college career at Penn State, could have gone to Florida where the family went,
well, I played
with a first down. Okay.
He's another guy I don't like because they beat us, and I remember him walking around the field.
I saw the look on your face when I mentioned him.
We are the champions playing, holding that sign up. A great player, though.
And now the man we're talking about is a lawyer in the Tampa, St. Pete area.
And I started to like him because he played for my favorite pro team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes.
So I have a like-dislike for him, but a great player at Florida and did some great things when he was in the NFL. And like you said, went on to be a successful attorney. He
paired with another guy with the Buccaneers I'm guessing you're not very fond of either, in Warren Sapp.
Yeah, well, you know, those are some different type of guys. Those are some great players in the middle. I mean, some of the things that they did from the 3-technique position were awesome. And you see the lineage from his sons and how well they've played at the collegiate level.
Pass complete to the tight end, Jamal Turner, who's got 3 touchdowns on the season. He's got himself a first down. Yeah, it's funny. You were at Florida State during the real heyday of those 3 programs when they were all at the height of their powers, the Gators, the Seminoles, and the Hurricanes, and I'm guessing there was no love lost between any of you.
Well, we all grew up together. Everyone's from those communities. You played against each other in high school. And the one thing that's interesting, when I look now at the playoff system, and now they're getting ready to go to 12 teams, all 3 of us would have been in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Every single year
doubt.
During my time in college. And it was always kind of a national championship game when you played against Florida or Miami, because you knew if you won that game, you were kind of in the driver's seat to be number 1 or number 2 at the end of the season.
Toledo chewing up some time on the clock. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the first half in a game that's all Toledo so far. On second down, Finn rolls left. Under pressure, gets away from it, fires the football along the sideline, and it's incomplete. The receiver was out of bounds.
And you see the escapability once again by Finn, able to get away from the defender that was right on top of him when he turned to look up the field. That is what makes him such a dangerous player. You know, look right here. You see right here, as he turns to look up the field, he's got immediate pressure, but he's able to sidestep him, drive the ball down the field, put the ball where his receiver could make a play on it, but a better job by the defender to push him before he could get his feet down and bounce.
The running back is Jaquez Stewart, next to Daquan Finn, the quarterback. 3rd and long. Finn, a design draw. Quarterback up the middle. And he gets about a yard from the line to gain. And so that puts you in a in-between spot here. Do you go for it?
You definitely go for it. You're up 21 points. You went for it on your own 30. Why wouldn't you go for it on their 40? But you see the patience of Finn right there. He allows for the play to develop. Often you see quarterbacks take off immediately on the quarterback draw, but he allowed his linemen to get up in the seam, and once they got up in there, he's got bodies in front of him, and he's able to get positive yards.
A huge play upcoming for Northern Illinois. If they have any hope on homecoming of coming back, they need to get their defense off the field here and try and get some more points on the board before the intermission. Time is called, as you saw Coach Candle
timeout, Toledo,
waiting for
second of the half.
The play clock to get down to 1 before calling that timeout. We'll take a break with them. The Rockets looking to build on their 3-touchdown lead.
Some days it feels like you could run forever. Until you're way, way out there. And you're 2 hours late and you need a ride home.
We decided it's time to put a different kind of power tool in your hands. Store Mode in the Home Depot app gives you in-store tools made to help you get more done. To guide you every step of the way and explore products quickly with the scan. That way you get the top brands at the best prices without missing a beat. It's made for doing. Download the Home Depot app and see how doers get more done.
Coming up at the half, Eli Manning will take us to his latest place. It'll be the Rose Bowl, where he and a couple of his friends will relive one of the great games in college football history. Also, of course, our first half highlights and stats in our upcoming MAC games. This Toledo team, led by Jason Candle, who told us this week they've been overcoming adversity and injuries, only playing one senior on offense this year. And their number one need today, win the turnover battle, which they're doing, take care of the football, which they've been doing, and situational football. This is a huge situation, especially for the Huskies defense. Flags fly, and the Huskies make you think that it's against the Rockets.
And how do you jump off sides when you know you're trying to get the defensive jump off?
False start. Offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
You're the center. Know what? Voice flexion the quarterback uses. You know you're attempting to get them to jump off sides. You can't. That small little flinch right there is all that is needed. He raised up his shoulders. But what that does is that invokes the defender to react. So that's why the officials are going to call that every time, because he has the football.
So now, unless this is another fake, the Rockets will punt it away. Jonathan Batsky punts it out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. There is a flag back near midfield.
And if this is against Northern Illinois, you go back to 4th and 1.
Well, penalties were such a huge problem last year for Toledo. And they come up with a second. That'll make it 4th and even longer.
Illegal formation, kicking team. 5-yard penalty, repeat 4th down.
Which, again, is not that big of a deal where they are on the field.
Well, you absolutely want them to kick it, punt it again, because now you give your special teams an opportunity to make a play. And that's something that Northern Illinois needs more than anything right now. Plays being made. They need to try and put some more points on the board prior to the half to get that momentum going into halftime.
Thomas Hammock has his best hands man, Cole Tucker, out there to receive this punt. And let's see if Jonathan Batsky tries to punt it out of bounds again this time. Good snap. He gets it off. Low line drive. It lands at about the 20 and will come to rest out of bounds at the 15.
Extremely close to hitting a Northern Illinois player on that punt.
So a big stop for Northern Illinois. Can they make something out of the final 3:59 of this first half? Coach Hammock's team trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. And it's not like they've been getting drubbed this year. They have lost a lot of tight ball games that a year ago they would have won. But they've got a big hill to climb here late in the first half in DeKalb.
And they need to be very careful this close to their own goal line.
Ethan Hampton, the quarterback, hands it off. Little hole to sneak through across the 20-yard line. Good pickup as the running back stays inbounds, and a flag comes down as Brown was thrown to the turf.
Just a tad bit aggressive by the defender. But once again, the thing that I think Toledo needs to be careful of is putting all those players in the box. Because if these playmakers get to the 3rd level, there's not a defender left. There's nothing but open field in the end zone.
There is Ethan Hampton, who got the start at quarterback again this week with the injury to two-year captain Rocky Lombardi.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 76. Half the distance to the goal, 2nd down.
It was one of your offensive linemen, John Champ. Can you believe that, Forrest?
Offensive linemen can't get unnecessary roughness calls on them.
Well,
like, what is he supposed to do? But what is he supposed to do? They're beating up on us running. The whistle has not blown. They're still dragging this guy down. Keep your head on a swivel. I like the play.
What would Coach Bowden have said to you?
He wouldn't have said anything. I just would have had to sit out there with Coach Scott on Monday and run stadiums. Not a whole lot of conversation. When you get those penalties, you just know those are 5 stadiums for every penalty that you get.
And that's hot down there in Tallahassee. That's something you don't want to be doing.
Oh, it's a big stadium.
It's a huge stadium.
That's probably why my knees are bad right now.
That's what it is. Hampton to throw, and it's picked off. Walking in again is Quinyon Mitchell, his 2nd pick 6 of the ball game.
And once again, I said it, you have to, this close to your own goal line, you're asking a young quarterback to throw the ball across the field against the wind with a defense that's watching his eyes. You see, he's got to go across the field. That's a difficult play for any quarterback to make, but to ask a young player to make that throw into the wind, I mean, you're asking for trouble. And once again, Mitchell just sits on the route. When he sees the ball coming, he drives towards the football to get the easy pick 6.
This time a 20-yard interception return for Mitchell, the sophomore from Williston, Florida. Toledo with a huge defensive play for the 2nd time today from number 27. Quinyon Mitchell.
Let's make a toast. Here's to savoring every sip and embracing every moment.
Layla.
Every unexpected, timeless moment. To turning up, winding down, and everything in between. Whatever you're planning or not planning this holiday season, we're made for the moment.
Local Ashley store has all the top mattress brands in stock and ready for fast delivery. And right now, you can get 0% interest for 60 months on select Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest Black, and Purple mattresses. Visit your local Ashley store or shop online today.
Ooh, the DQ chicken strip basket? Yes, please. I want in on that. Oh, that house-made Hidden Valley Ranch is for all the dips. Plus fries, Texas toast, and, you guessed it, DQ chicken strips. Mmm, so good. Let's go, right now. Or let's get delivery at DQ.com. DQ, happy tastes good.
So?
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice, but everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every
iPhone. Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
Here's a look around the MAC on this second week of October. Couple of final scores. Eastern Michigan goes to Kalamazoo and takes down Western Michigan. How about the Buffalo Bowling Green score? The Bulls are going to be a problem in the MAC East. Fourth quarter, Ohio with a 21-point lead over Akron. Miami leads Kent State in the second quarter, and Central Michigan getting a ball game from Ball State 10-7. We talked about off the top for us that it's still relatively early for the most part. This is only the second conference game of the year, as we have for both the Huskies and Rockets today, but it's never too early to think this is a big game, and we have seen from Toledo, they want to let everybody know they're the team to beat in the MAC West.
Well, Toledo is a very confident ball club. They're a very good ball club, and you're seeing what their quarterback Finn brings to the table. He makes them an offense that's very difficult to scheme against because of his ability to make plays outside of the pocket. And with the rushing attack that they have with Stewart and his speed when he gets in the open field, this is going to be a very difficult ball club to beat in the MAC.
And for Quinyon Mitchell, a young man who had 8 interceptions in high school in Williston, Florida, he's had his first 2 interceptions as a collegiate player for Toledo. This is third year with the Rockets. And not only does he have 2 interceptions to double the team's total so far this year, he has returned them both for touchdowns.
And they've been rather easy pick sixes.
Yeah.
He's picked the ball and basically walked into the end zone. But I thought that last one, they put the quarterback in a bad position to try and make a very difficult throw.
Brown, the running back. And it's Hampton who has thrown those 2 pick sixes at quarterback. Brown breaks through an arm tackle. Zachary Ford comes in to help make the stop. Out to the 30-yard line. Clock continues to run.
And I know 28 points is a lot to come back from, but I think for Northern Illinois, you need to just run the football right now. Go in at the half. If you can get some points on the board, good, but you need to go in at the half and reassert yourselves and talk to your young quarterback and make sure he's able to stay into the ball game, because he's got to be thinking about that every time he drops back to throw the football.
Can NIU get something on the board, something positive to go into the halftime locker room? There's something positive, a first down pass and catch. George Gums on the receiving end.
Hampton's going to get some opportunities right now, but he's got to be smart with the football. Don't eyeball your receivers. Go through your progressions, but the coaching staff, too, have to put him in a position to be successful. Quick pass game, short passes, crossing routes.
Whaley back in at running back. Hampton under duress, rolls away from it, gets rid of the football, and it's incomplete.
That cannot happen. Immediate pressure on your quarterback when they're only rushing 4. You've got 5 to block 4. The offensive linemen have to do a better job with their pre-snap reads. Give Hampton the time that he needs. They've got 7 in coverage on that play. There's going to be difficulty for him finding a receiver down the field, but it's especially difficult when he's got immediate pressure.
Yeah, Jamal Hines, a special defensive end, number 91 for Toledo. First team All-MAC a year ago, had 10 sacks. He's got 16.5 career sacks, although none so far this year. Another dangerous pass, but it's hauled in near the first down marker. Nicely done on the receiving end.
And you see Mitchell put his hands on his helmet because he saw a third potential pick 6 on that play.
Third down and 1. Whaley going to run for it. He's got it. Harrison Whaley moves the chains. Tackled by Deontay Johnson.
And a good mix of run and pass on this drive.
Well, Northern Illinois averaging about 4 yards per carry so far today. Once again to the air. Pass batted down, incomplete.
And that is because the guards in the center are not being stout at the point of attack. Pick it up, put it down, be stout. You've got to keep the depth of the pocket. That allows the quarterback to climb the pocket or step into his throws. When you're giving up pressure right in the quarterback's face, you're going to get balls knocked down.
Big Darius Alexander, the 6'4", 320-pound sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Off the pump fake, still time. Now the throw deep, well over the head of the intended receiver, George Gums.
And it looked like Hampton expected Gums to run more towards the sideline, but he had time on that play. They did a good job. They brought the corner blitz, but the offensive line did a good job of picking it up. But because he's been under so much immediate pressure, I think he rushed that throw to try and get rid of the football.
So now on 3rd down and 10, keep your eye on number 15 in Cardinal. Cole Tucker. Redshirt senior from right here in DeKalb. Week 3 against Vanderbilt. Had a couple of touchdowns against the SEC Commodores. That pass not intended for Tucker. It is on the money for a first down at the 40-yard line, and there is still time for NIU.
And this is a good drive for Hampton. He's doing a good job getting the ball down the field.
With 1:10 to go, fires the pass incomplete. Trying to find Gums again. Northern Illinois without a couple of its receivers again today because of injury. Shamar Thornton, the FIU transfer, and Trayvon Rudolph still out. Last year's second-team All-MAC.
And Gums is a big target at 6'4", 230 pounds.
Out of Simeon Career Academy in Chicago, former walk-on, one of the many former walk-ons for Northern Illinois. Great catch. Marvelous hands on that bullet pass for another Northern Illinois first down. Casper Rutkowitz. More tempo with not much time remaining in the half. Another pass completion and another close to a first down. Not quite a 10-yard pickup.
And if you watch what the tempo is doing, the Toledo defensive linemen are tired. They're not getting a pass rush. They can't get subs in because Northern Illinois is lining up on the football.
Ethan Hampton. Play was blown dead.
30-second charge timeout, Toledo, third and final of the half.
So now the Rockets call timeout to catch their breath.
And you saw the coaching staff saw the same thing that we're seeing from up above. There are some tired defenders on the field right now for Toledo. Guys have got their hands on their hips. Guys aren't getting any pass rush. They're not getting any penetration. They're just kind of running around out there. So you want to give them a breather, kind of reassess what you're doing defensively, and try and put something together to keep Northern Illinois out of the end zone prior to the half.
Yeah, and if these guys are fresh and have their legs, Jamal Hines, Desjuan Johnson, Judge Culpepper, Kevon Butler.
Please reset the game clock to 35 seconds, please. 35.
Deshaun Holt,
Thank
Devin
you.
Rogers, DeAndre Reagan, Darius Alexander, Adrian Walliver. The rotation of defensive linemen, they are disruptive, and they have not been able to do that very much here on this possession. So maybe a brief conference with the defensive coordinator Vince Karras. Quick catch of their breath, trying to hold Northern Illinois off the board here in the final 35 seconds of the first half.
Mental errors once again.
Delay a game. Defense, number 35, disconcerting signals. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Deshaun Holt.
And what happens on that play is they're simulating the snap count to try and get players to jump. You can jump at a player, but you can't make noise when you're jumping because now you're simulating the snap count when you jump.
Shortens the field a little bit more for the Huskies. Hampton dumps it off to Harrison Whaley. He gets out of bounds at the 8-yard line, stopping the clock with 30 seconds remaining.
And a good job by Hampton to throw the short pass. They dropped 8 back into coverage. There was really nowhere for him to go vertically. A good job getting the ball to a playmaker in space.
Hampton looks, throws over the middle, and now the clock will keep running after they move the sticks down to the 5-yard line. Northern Illinois has got to be at the line and ready to go when that clock starts running. Now it does. 21, 20 seconds. Hampton throws it to the end zone. It is intercepted. And if it's Mitchell, that is a hat trick. Indeed it is.
Career day. 2 pick sixes and the pick in the end zone.
Wow.
And that play is on Hampton. You've got to put the ball in the air to allow your receiver to try and high point the football. He did not put any air under the football. And you have to think also with the wind out here, that plays a factor into it. But that ball was almost thrown directly to Mitchell as if he was the receiver on that play.
I have a feeling I know who's going to be the MAC West Defensive Player of the Week when they announce it.
He may be the national Defensive Player of the Week.
Man, Quinyon Mitchell, have yourself a day. I wonder if there's any level of disappointment that he didn't return at this time 100 yards.
I mean, he may be a Thorpe award. He's on the Thorpe watch list after this first half.
My goodness. This crowd on homecoming in DeKalb is just wondering what has happened today to their Huskies. Came out with all sorts of pressure, excitement. Their coach said this is a championship game for us. However, it's been the Rockets on the road who have brought it at a championship level. In this showdown in the MAC West, we've reached the intermission, all Toledo.
Come on, Cover Girls. It's time to turn it up. Exhibitionist Stretch and Strengthen Mascara. It's an instant lash extension effect. The best mascara I have ever used. Exhibitionist Mascara from CoverGirl.
The decision to pursue an MSA at Northwestern was a no-brainer for me. There is such a tremendous world-class network of people that are truly there to help and want to offer ideas to students that are getting their start in the sports industry. I feel as if every class that I had the opportunity to take has been a chance to better my skill set and my overall ability to contribute in the sports industry.
That is hockey.
PGA Junior League is a fun team golf experience for kids that the entire family can enjoy.
Boys and girls learn the game from PGA and LPGA professionals and have a great time with friends.
Find your team and get ready for a fun and exciting PGA Junior League season.
No high fives for me? What is that? Come on. I want to see you out playing in your jersey and having fun. Visit PGAJuniorLeague.com.
PGA Junior League is a fun team golf experience for kids that the entire family can enjoy.
I want to see you out playing in your jersey and having fun. Visit PGAJuniorLeague.com.
This time could be up there with the greatest of times. And it starts now.
You gotta be kidding me! What makes for a great story? A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. It needs an opening that sucks you in, and a mind-blowing ending that has you hanging on every snap. That's what makes for a great story. And as luck would have it, that's our story.
Are you ready for football? No, really, are you? Are you screaming for football? Dreaming for football?
I love you, Josh Allen.
Are you crafting, parenting, and naming your pets for football? Are you
Breaking up with me? For football.
Are you dancing, flexing, prepping, jonesing, burrowing, and hyping yourself up for an all-new season of football? Good. Then you're ready.
35-7 our halftime score. Toledo all over Northern Illinois, and it's their sophomore cornerback, Quinyon Mitchell, who has stolen the show. 3 interceptions and 2 returned for touchdowns.
And you might as well just call him Jim Thorpe with the production that he has on the outside. You see right here the pick 6. He's able to get to the end zone. He gets really excited. But I thought the second pick 6 is on the coaching staff. You have your young quarterback trying to throw across the field into the wind. That was probably the easiest pick 6 that I've seen all season. And right here, he stops the drive where it looked like Northern Illinois was trying to get back into the ball game to get the interception in the end zone.
The first 3 interceptions of his collegiate career. He has put 14 points on the board himself, outscoring the Huskies as a team. Eli's Places coming up when we come back to Northern Illinois University.
Yeah. Every block counts.
A Corona and palm trees.
a Corona, and calm seas.
And a bomb breeze.
And some long knees, strong like a tongue squeeze. You'll say, "Aw, geez," when I make your lawn freeze. Was that good?
No.
Oh.
It was incredible.
Oh.
Lee bad.
Oh.
But this is good.
I shouldn't have rapped.
So?
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice. But everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
Hi, I'm Malak, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is it has that kick. Not too spicy, but it's just enough for your taste buds to feel that level of heat. And you're like, ooh, this is good. It's the perfect amount of spicy.
Hi, I'm Capri, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the chicken. You can tell they actually put it on the grill, cooked it in the sauce, marinated it. You're definitely getting a good grilled spicy sandwich.
Are you ready for football? Are you dreaming for football?
I love you, Josh Allen.
Are you crafting, prepping, and screaming for football? Good. Then you're ready.
It's halftime at Brigham Field in DeKalb, Illinois. The Rockets and the Huskies. Welcome back, everybody. Season 2 of Eli's Places is now available on ESPN+. In this week's episode, in celebration of the Rose Bowl Stadium's 100th anniversary, Eli calls on Matt Leinart and Vince Young to discover how chariot races led to the first ever bowl game. The three QBs relive the famous 2006 Rose Bowl between USC and Texas.
4th and 5. Let's talk about that 4th and 5. What was the play and how did it work out? Sorry that you're having to sit through this, Matt.
I've seen that play 100 times.
4th and 5, the national championship on the line right here. They blitzed you. They came after you a little bit, and they dropped the D in. For the corner, he's got it. Vince Young scores.
It was menu 2 that we call it. The play is a basic pass play, but I was kind of looking for David Thomas, and then he blitzed it. Like he brought everybody, and then Selvin did a really good job of being my third option, and his third option was to get out, and that's where Rucker kind of paid attention to him. And that hole just opened like the Red Sea.
Vince Young's thrown 40 passes tonight, 0 sacks. He's rushed for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Nobody has ever had a game like that.
All 9 episodes of Eli's Places are available anytime on demand on ESPN+. Back with more of our halftime show here in DeKalb right after this.
So?
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice. But everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
Back to Benzema! 1-0 to Real Madrid. This is the biggest rivalry in Spanish football.
A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. As luck would have it, that's our story.
Back to Benzema! 1-0 to Real Madrid. Siempre somos los dueños del juego. Billones, billones, empezamos de cero. We're making it hot, we're making it hot. Dinero, dinero y no vamos a parar.
$35-7 at halftime with Forrest Connolly. I'm Doug Sherman. Toledo well in control in this MAC West matchup. And let's show you the first half highlights. Of course, we talked about Quinyon Mitchell with his 3 interceptions, but the offense has been pretty good as well, led by Daquan Finn.
Well, you saw Finn, a good pass over to Newton, and the defender took a poor angle, did not break down, and Newton's able to get up the field. But then you get to that ability of Finn to get to the outside. The defender's paying too much attention to him. Newton coming across the back side of the end zone for the easy touchdown. Right here, the pick six, and once again, Hampton, the young quarterback, is eyeballing his receiver, and Mitchell, Johnny on the spot, is watching his eyes. But now you get a good run by Ontario Brown, and you're thinking this NIU offense is going to get going. The quarterback, Hampton, does a good job of following his offensive lineman. Easy score. NIU is on the board, and they're thinking they're back in this ball game. But here comes that guy Finn again. He hands the ball off to his running back Stewart, and you see the speed to get to the outside, a better angle by the defender. But once again, the defenders get caught looking at the quarterback and his escapability getting to the outside, and he delivers the ball to Newton, who is unguarded to the end zone, and Stewart getting to the outside. You see that speed. He gets almost to the end zone, and then they hand the ball back off to him again, and once again, he uses that speed to find the seam and get to the end zone for the touchdown. Right here, I thought this was a poor job by the offensive coordinator, putting your young quarterback in a bad position to throw the ball across the field. An easy pick six, the second one for Mitchell, and here Mitchell shuts down a potential scoring drive right before the half for NIU.
Individually, Finn was 10 of 14 passing for 133 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Jaquez Stewart, 10 carries, 73 yards and a touchdown. The Toledo offense, the Toledo defense has been in sync.
Well, what they've done is they've mixed it up, and their quarterback makes it very difficult for the Northern Illinois defense to figure out what they want to do, especially when he gets outside the tackle box because of his ability to run the football, and he's used that against this defense, getting the ball down the field when they've been caught looking in the backfield.
Can the Huskies come back and make a game of it on homecoming? Third quarter, straight ahead.
Say cheese.
I was feeling cute. I might delete these later.
Don't delete them. I look good. Crop yourself out.
But my hair does look amazing. Cheez It, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
If you're always asking, where next? Capital One has the travel card for you. Venture X. Earn 10x miles on hotels and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. Find your where next with Venture X. What's in your wallet?
So? The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice. But everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
Here's the thing about the good times in life. We don't always realize we're in them. When greatness is unfolding right in front of us. When superstars, rising stars, jokers, and freaks collide. This time could be up there with the greatest of times. It's a beautiful time for basketball.
What makes for a great story? A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. It needs an opening that sucks you in, and a mind-blowing ending that has you hanging on every snap. That's what makes for a great story. And as luck would have it, that's our story.
Everyone is ready for Monday Night Football. Carr, Adams, and the Raiders clash with Mahomes, Kelsey, and the Chiefs.
PGA Junior League is a fun team golf experience for kids that the entire family can enjoy.
Now scream! I want to see you out playing in your jersey and having fun. Visit PGAJuniorLeague.com.
35-7, there's the man of the hour, Quinyon Mitchell, his 3 interceptions, including 2 pick sixes. The big difference in this one so far. For each of these teams, they will have another MAC game next weekend, both on the ESPN networks, both here on ESPN+. The Rockets will be back in the Glass Bowl to take on Kent State at 3:30 Eastern Time. Meanwhile, these Huskies will head up to Ypsilanti to take on Eastern Michigan, another 3:30 kick, as we are deep into the teeth of MAC football action. So glad you're with us here for the start of the second half in a homecoming that has kind of had the air taken out of the building on a brisk day. Temperatures in the low 50s with gusting winds. What will Northern Illinois need to do here in the third and fourth quarters if they're going to get back in this football game, Forrest?
Well, they can look at the positivity that they had prior to that interception in the end zone by Mitchell. They had a really good mix of run and pass. They got the quarterback outside of the pocket to give him a little bit more time. And they got the ball to playmakers in space. And I think that's what they need to continue to do. Work on getting the ball to your playmakers in space. You can't get it all back in one play. It's one play at a time. You know, you've got 30 minutes. You've got to look at saying, okay, we've got to get stops on defense, but we need to get scores on the board. And it needs to be touchdowns. So I think everything is 4-down territory when you get past the 50-yard line.
Well, Ethan Hampton gets the start here in the third quarter at quarterback. He's 11 of 22 passing, but 3 times intercepted. He's accumulated 99 yards through the air and on first down. Running the football with nowhere to go. Dallas Gant coming up from his linebacker position to snuff out Harrison Whalen.
And one of the things that has happened throughout this ball game is the Toledo defensive line have done a good job of occupying the offensive linemen, occupying 2 linemen at a time interior-wise when you've got the guards trying to climb up to the second level. That's why Dallas Gant and these linebackers are able to flow downhill and make plays at the line of scrimmage.
And at some point, NIU would be advised to get Cole Tucker more involved in the offense. Just 1 catch in that first half. He averages 80 yards per game through the air. Another dangerous pass. Nate Bauer, the safety, the only one close to it, got a hand on it.
And the offensive line gave Hampton time to throw the football, but there was really nowhere to go with the football. He threw it in the area of 2 offensive players. I think you go back to the short pass game, get the ball to your playmakers in space, allow them to make plays for you.
Northern Illinois, and it's Cardinal tops, black bottoms, with 3rd down and 11. Hampton looking left, throwing left, and he's intercepted one more time. It's not number 27. It is number 27 again. Give him 4. Quinyon Mitchell.
I'm going to say this right now, and I may get in trouble later on down the line, but right now he's the front runner for the Thorpe Award. 4 interceptions. I mean, he is right where he needs to be every time the ball is in the air in the area that he's in.
Yeah, but the last 2 he hasn't returned for touchdowns for us. Come on.
For 4, yeah, he's a slacker now because he hadn't returned the last 2 for touchdowns. I mean, this is incredible, the game that he is playing right now. You talk about being Johnny on the spot.
My goodness.
I feel confident in saying this is a career game for him.
Yeah. Finn's pass, little too tall for the intended receiver, Turner. Yeah, no interceptions through his first 2.5 seasons. He's got 4 here today. And lots of time left on the clock. High snap. Finn does a nice job to corral it, hand it off, but that play goes nowhere for a loss.
I mean, Mitchell right now is like the Freddy Krueger of the defense right now in DeKalb. I mean, 4 interceptions all by him. I mean, this is incredible what he's been able to do, and he's done it very comfortably. It's not like he's really exerted himself. He's just been in the right place at the right time and done the right thing.
First time in 72 years a Rockets player has 4 interceptions in a game. Finn is sacked for a big loss. In there to make the play, Michael Kennedy, redshirt senior from Mount Carmel in Chicago.
And a good response by the defense on that interception to get the stop and force the punt. But once again, you've got to put your quarterback in a position to be successful. I don't like trying to go vertical. We've got a lot of wind out here. They're dropping a lot of players back into coverage. They've been able to get pressure with 3 and 4 pass rushers. I think the short pass game, because once again, you cannot get it all back on one play.
That punt dropped and deadened at the 5-yard line. Marvelous kick and coverage for Toledo. Batsky with the kick, and Gant puts NIU back at the 5.
A Corona and palm trees.
A Corona and calm seas.
And a balm breeze.
And some long knees, strong like a tongue squeeze. You'll say, "Aw, geez," when I make your lawn freeze. Was that good?
No.
Oh.
It was incredible.
Oh.
Lee bad.
Oh.
But this This is good.
I shouldn't have rapped.
Outside, inside, we don't stop. Global, worldwide, we don't stop. From the bottom to the top, we don't stop. From the birds to the block, we don't stop.
PlayStation. So?
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera's incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice. But everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
Move over, Jerry Palmer. You've got company in the Toledo record books. That man, Quinyon Mitchell, has matched your single-game record of 4 interceptions in one game. Jerry Palmer was a two-way player back in 1950 when against Western Reserve he had 4 picks. Now Quinyon Mitchell, one of the starting quarterbacks for the current Rockets, has 4 and counting with 12:45 on the clock in the third quarter. Does he have a fifth in him, Forrest? Will they throw the football anywhere near him going forward?
I would tell my quarterback, wherever 27 is, throw it to the opposite side of the field. Leave him alone.
Well, after a tremendous punt and coverage by Dallas Gant, Northern Illinois takes over at its own 5-yard line. Brown fights his way back to the original line of scrimmage.
And the thing about Quinyon Mitchell, he was a walk-on for Toledo. You know, this is a kid that had 8 career interceptions in high school. You know, he's already got half the total that he had in his career in high school in this football game.
Is that good?
He's channeled his inner Deion Sanders.
Were you at FSU with Deion?
No, but I was there with a number 27 named Terrell Buckley that did some of the same things that Deion was able to do in college, intercepting the football and returning punts and kickoffs.
Yeah, T-Buck was pretty good himself. On the screen, get away from the goal line, which is a good thing. Harrison Whaley on the receiving end, pick up 5 yards to bring up 3rd down and 5.
And a good safe play, a short throw, nothing vertical into the wind, nothing across the field. That's what you want to continue to do with your young quarterback. Give him safe throws. Don't go to try to get it all on one play, once again, down the field or across the field.
Well, number 27 defensively is at the top of your screen. So if you are Ethan Hampton at quarterback, I would say look over the middle or to the right. He's looking right, looking over the middle, throws to the right on the crossing pattern. Great tackle. Ronald Delancey comes up and makes that tackle short of the first down marker.
And Travis, you've got to make a play. You've got to know where the sticks are. You need to get past the sticks, help your quarterback out. And if you don't, you've got to get to the sticks, reach out, do whatever you can to get that first down.
Number 11 tackles number 11. Ronald Delancey stops Messiah Travis at the 14-yard line, had to get to the 15, and so the punt team is back out for NIU. Foley into the wind, hangs it up, and it is secured at the 45-yard line by Adam Beal. Well, I just love this stuff when we get to go back into the history books. And for Toledo football, Jerry Palmer, after starring for the Rockets in the 40s and 50s, went on to play 3 years of Canadian football for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the BC Lions. And you just never know when you come to a football game what you're going to wind up talking about. But his record that has stood for 72 years has been matched. 4 touchdowns in one game by Quinyon Mitchell. Now the Toledo offense back to work. Finn fakes the handoff, rolling right. He's got a blocker. Now he's going to run. Out of bounds at the 46-yard line. That's a 9-yard pickup on first down. Coach Candle has himself a good one in DQ. Daquan Finn, sophomore quarterback out of MLK High School in Detroit. Well, Finn was named to the watch list for the 2022 Maxwell Award for the College Football Player of the Year. Coaches say he is a gym rat. There's a Toledo first down. And for them, the clock just keeps on running. DQ had his highs and lows last year. Threw the go-ahead touchdown late against Notre Dame in a game the Fighting Irish wound up winning. First 30 minutes, though, last October at Central Michigan, not so good, lost in overtime. Seems to be a bit more steady this year, and that's what you expect going from your freshman year to your sophomore year.
Well, what the coaching staff said is he's improving on his decision-making of when to run and when to stay in the pocket to allow the play to develop. And when you've got a dynamic quarterback, that's one of the biggest issues for coaching staffs because of their ability to make plays with their legs. When they see trouble, they get outside and they go and be a playmaker. But what coaching staffs want quarterbacks that have the ability that Finn has to do is sit back and allow the play to develop. Trust your blockers up front. Trust your linemen. Trust the pocket that you have.
Penny Boone, the running back, into the game now for the Rockets. Finn completes the pass to Newton. They've been a big combo today. At it again inside the 20-yard line after a big pickup.
And Newton out of Central Florida from St. Petersburg area, he's one of those guys with that quick twitch. You saw his ability once he's able to turn to the outside. He's such a fast, quick, twitchy receiver right here. Boom, plant that foot. Now he gets to the outside, and here comes the speed. Catch me if you can.
Well, here's the list of colleges that wanted Newton. Florida offered, Virginia offered, West Virginia, Nebraska, Duke, Boston College, Syracuse, Minnesota, etc. He is a very good wide receiver.
And that tells you a lot about this Toledo program and the attractiveness of it when a kid has those types of offers and he chooses to come play for this great program.
Yeah, going and playing in the Glass Bowl is a pretty cool thing for these Rockets on their home field. Run by Micah Kelly. And I want to throw in, I don't mean to imply that Daquan Finn wasn't good at all last year. I mean, he threw 18 touchdown passes and only was intercepted twice. And he is just building on that here as a sophomore. Now into the shady part of the stadium. Doesn't change the result. Another pitch and catch. Kelly out of the backfield, just short of a first down.
And I think if Toledo's able to get another score on the board, this may be the last drive that we see Finn. Because at that point, they would have a 35-point lead.
His completion percentage just keeps going up. 59% coming into the game. Trying to add to it here. Kelly looked like he might have been open out of the backfield, and Finn goes down at the 15-yard line. The sack by Daverin Rayner.
And a good job by Rayner to disengage from the offensive player and make that tackle, because if he doesn't, Finn had a lot of room to the outside. Watch him disengage when Finn breaks outside. You see him, good job disengaging, getting away from number 9 to make that tackle. Jamal Turner has to do a better job of maintaining the block.
33-yard field goal attempt by Thomas Clucky. And it is good. The Rockets add to their lead. Clucky delivers. Trying to cruise to a road victory on homecoming here at NIU.
so much.
The NHL returns with an opening night doubleheader face-off. Ready, steady, go! First up, it's a conference final rematch as the Lightning take on the Rangers. Then it's a West Coast battle between the Golden Knights and the Kings. Ready, steady, go! Lightning, Rangers, Golden Knights, Kings. Tuesday on ESPN and ESPN+.
That is hockey.
.703 remaining third quarter. 38-7. Toledo with a big lead over Northern Illinois. And this is a Rockets program that has been able to sustain success. Since the start of the 2017 season, Toledo has more wins than any other MAC program. Buffalo with its win earlier today up to 37. Toledo closing in on win number 39. And Coach Candle and company seem to have it working again this year, Forrest.
Absolutely. You see what they've been able to do defensively. And I have to apologize because I said that Quinyon Mitchell was a walk-on. He was not a walk-on. He was a signee for this Toledo program. But once again, I think that he has placed himself right in the conversation for the Thorpe Award, and he is definitely on the watch list after what we've seen so far in this game that we still have 21-plus minutes left in. It's going to be interesting to see if he's able to make another play. I mean, because he's made enough plays for 3 or 4 games.
He has.
in this football game so far.
Well, number 27 is back out there, Quinyon Mitchell, and you know Northern Illinois is going to be throwing the football down by 31 points. Run it on first down. Ontario Brown, the sophomore from Savannah, Georgia. And you know, when NIU's running backs, when they need tough yards, they run behind the right side of the O-line. Logan Schernitz, Nolan Potter have been so good again this year, but don't expect a lot of running here. Middle of the third quarter, down by so much.
And once again, you've got to be very careful when you're throwing the ball down the field because of the wind.
Hampton dumps it off, bobbled, and incomplete. That was George Gums who couldn't haul it in.
And Gums was trying to make a play before he had possession of the football. You just got to squeeze that football, get possession, and then you can try and get up the field and get positive yards.
And Gums out of Simeon High School, Simeon Career Academy in Chicago that is known more as a basketball program. Derek Rose, Jabari Parker, Nick Anderson, some of the guys have come out of Simeon. Third down and 9. Hampton dumps it off. Harrison Whaley made the first man miss, but all he could do was get out to the 20-yard line. And it's another 3 and out forced by this Toledo defense that again leads the MAC in points allowed per game.
Well, one of the things that they've done a really good job of is pursuit to the football. You saw on that play number 85, Adrian Walliver is able to get out to the outside and make that play. So what happens is when you've got a defender that can slow down that back, it allows for the pursuit to come and make the tackle. So they're not necessarily making the tackle if you're slowing down the play, but you're giving your teammates the opportunity to get there to make that play.
Foley punts it from his own 9-yard line. Adam Beal able to cover it at the 40. He recovers his own football. No damage done. The Rockets get that football back, looking to build on the huge lead.
Grammarly adds confidence so you don't undermine your message. And offers rewrites so your ideas come through clearly. Try Grammarly today at Grammarly.com.
Some days it feels like you could run forever. Until you're way, way out there. And you're 2 hours late and you need a ride home.
A Corona and palm trees.
A Corona and calm seas.
And a balm breeze.
And some long knees, strong like a tongue squeeze. You'll say, "Aw, geez," when I make your lawn freeze. Was that good?
No.
Oh.
It was incredible.
Oh.
Lee bad.
Oh.
But this is good.
I shouldn't have rapped.
Your local Ashley store has all the top mattress brands in stock and ready for fast delivery. And right now, you can get 0% interest for 60 months on select Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest Black, and Purple mattresses. Visit your local Ashley store or shop online today.
Outside, inside, we don't stop. Global, worldwide, we don't stop. From the bottom to the top, we don't stop. From the birds to the block, we don't stop.
PlayStation.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, it all starts with members like you. Because we were founded as a not-for-profit with a mission dedicated to your well-being, with everyday banking tools and loans, all backed by 24/7 support. The kind of support that comes from being a proud partner within your community. Because when you're a member, it all starts and ends with you. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
You're watching the MAC on ESPN. We are at Brigham Field in DeKalb, Illinois, the home of the Huskies. It is homecoming. However, from that score, you can see it is not a happy homecoming at this point, as the Rockets, led by their sophomore cornerback, Quinyon Mitchell's 4 interceptions, including a pair of pick sixes, are in complete control of this football game. And the Toledo offense back out there with DeQuan Quinn. He is their leading rusher for a reason. All sorts of space to go from the 40-yard line to the 35-yard line. That is a 25-yard gallop.
And I think Toledo needs to be careful with their quarterback at this point. You've got a big lead, and you've got emotion that will come and be a factor when you've got a team playing in homecoming. But you see his ability when he gets to the outside. There's no one else there, and he's gone down the field. So
Finn throws a wounded duck, and now he's calling to come out of the game. Is he injured? As you were talking about that, he's holding his right hand, and something obviously occurred for that football to come out like it did.
Well, I thought he should have been out of the game. They've got a 31-point lead. We're deep into the third quarter. There's nothing else he needs to prove. You need to start looking at next week's opponent, and your best player offensively is still in the ball game.
Well, who knows? It did appear like one of the medical staffers had a smile on his face, if you can glean anything from that.
And that's what's scary. He didn't hit anybody. Nobody's near him. It's just like when you see a player go down on a non-contact play with his lower body, you know that something serious is wrong. So to see a quarterback like that, you just hope it's a cramp or something that is not serious.
Well, he's going to go into the medical tent.
25 seconds. Thank you.
And if we get any word, certainly we will pass it along. And so now the backup quarterback will run on second down. Tucker Gleason, the redshirt freshman out of Plant High School in Tampa, who began his college career at Georgia Tech. A couple of years spent in Atlanta, now as the backup at Toledo.
And Gleason, when he came out of high school, was the number 6 quarterback, pro-style quarterback coming out. So he has a skill set, and he's 6'3", 230 pounds, so he's got good size.
Yeah, he
actually
can spin
great
it.
size.
He can
for a
spin it.
quarterback.
You could see it right there, finding Devin Maddox, who adjusted nicely to that pass. As you say, Gleason was a high 3-star who was offered by North Carolina, Virginia Tech, Indiana, Vanderbilt, and he decided to go to Georgia Tech for a couple of years, and that was as Georgia Tech was making its switch from triple option to more pro-style offense, but he just didn't get enough playing time for his liking. Over 2 years at Georgia Tech, he only appeared in 2 games, and so he's transferred on to Toledo.
Please reset the game clock to 4:23, please.
Trying to figure out with Finn what's going on with that right forearm.
Thank you.
First down and 10 in the red zone. Cutting it up nicely to find a hole. Micah Kelly, the sophomore from Gautier, Mississippi. He was the 3rd leading rusher on this team a year ago, and one of the key pieces. He and Jaquez Stewart, who we've shown off the top and has had a nice game. Now Kelly getting an opportunity.
And this is an opportunity to get live action for all of your running backs and your offensive linemen.
We have also seen Penny Boone throw over the middle. Easy pitch and catch. It's another Toledo touchdown. Devin Maddox. No, that is Jamal Turner, the tight end, with his 4th touchdown of the year.
And Turner did a good job of getting himself in between the ball and the defender, C.J. Brown. C.J. Brown, number 6, never had an opportunity to make a play on the football. Watch how he uses his body to place himself in between the receiver. The receiver never could. He was almost in trail mode because of the way Turner ran that route. A good route by Turner, kind of a skinny post route, and an easy pitch and catch for the touchdown for Toledo.
And again, Gleason throws a nice football. And another impressive Toledo drive. They add to their lead. 6 plays, 60 yards, covering only a minute 41. The touchdown strike from the backup quarterback, Tucker Gleason, to the tight end, Jamal Turner.
You see, once again, Turner does a good job with the skinny post, making himself a big target. There's no one on the backside of the defense to defend that play. And the defensive back, C.J. Brown, was in trail mode the entire time. No way he can make a play on the football.
So now Finn is back out of the tent. There's something to drink, and you have a feeling he's done for the day.
Absolutely. I would take his shoulder pads and his helmet right now. So he knows that he is done.
Yeah, again, the reaction of people around him, I think whatever was ailing him was no big deal. That's my guess and my hope. But I would think if it was something more serious, they wouldn't be playing like that.
And you got to love that. He sees his backup go in and throw a touchdown, and he's over there jumping with him, shoulder bumping. That's what you want to see. That's what you look for with teammates. They're in the same position room every day, working together to get better. And when your backup gets his opportunity, you want to see him do well.
One of the men of the hour. And there's the reaction again. 2 quarterbacks having fun. Gleason came off the bench to replace Finn, and Finn comes out of the medical tent and says, nice job, well done.
And that's why, as a sophomore, Finn is one of the team captains. Leadership.
Well, no surprise to the Toledo defense that with Justin Lynch back at quarterback, NIU is running the football. And now he comes back out. Ethan Hampton goes back in. And Quinyon Mitchell is still out there hawking, trying to find interception number 5 on the day. Second down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Hampton has a man. Very nicely done out to the 35-yard line. And after Rutkowitz secured the football, turned and picked up another yard or 2. It's a first down for the Huskies. Hampton gives it off. Whaley finds a crease. Very near a first down. Tackled at the 46-yard line, and they will move the chains.
And a good job by the offensive line to pick up the blitz and give a seam for Whaley to get north and south. And that's what you want to continue to work on. This is a game that's very likely out of reach, or it is out of reach. I'm not going to say very likely. It's out of reach at this point. But you want to still work on your offensive line fits. You still want to get better. This is an opportunity to get better. And this is the part of the film that your coaching staff will pay close attention to make sure guys are continuing to play.
Hampton dumps it off. Whaley breaks a tackle across the 40-yard line, down at the 30-yard line. Nice tackle by Dallas Gant, but not before. Another big play for NIU.
And getting the ball to your athletes in space and allowing them to be playmakers. That's what I look for early in the ball game. You see right here, you get the ball to Whaley on the outside. He breaks the tackle, and he's able to get an additional 25 yards.
And that play did cover 25 yards. Down to the 30-yard line of the Rockets are the Huskies. Hampton to throw. Surveys the field, finally comes to the right, and has a man, a sliding catch by Cole Tucker.
And you saw in that play, he wanted to go to Rutkowitz, but he saw number 27, Quinyon Mitchell out there.
Started twitching.
He looked obviously, you see he's looking over there. He looked, let me go to the other side.
Smart man.
Absolutely.
I've had enough of that guy.
Yes, leave him alone.
Brown bounces off a couple of tacklers, then gets leveled by Zachary Ford, the junior captain from Cleveland Heights, Ohio. He switched to safety last week after the injury by Maxon Hook, and so Ford playing more safety again. Toledo defense has got so many guys off of their original two deep who are out. Terrence Taylor, Dan Bolden, Nate Givhan. On and on. Maxon Hook with that injury on the opening kickoff last week, and yet the beat continues to go on.
Well, what do coaching staffs always tell players that
Next
are not
man
starters?
up.
Exactly. You're ankle sprain away from being on the football field, so you have to prepare as if you're going to start.
On the reverse, little gadget play works for Northern Illinois. Big hit by Ford once again to stop that play at about the 5-yard line, but it might be first and goal.
This is the end of the third quarter.
Final play of the third quarter, a good one for the Huskies, but if they're going to punch it in, it'll go at the other end of the field. We head to the fourth quarter, all Rockets, 45-7.
On an urgent Fansville.
Hurry! It's almost kickoff. I am. Oh, they logged me out! What's the password?
Okay, it's P23XR ampersand.
I miss basic cable. Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice. But everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
Your local Ashley store has all the top mattress brands in stock and ready for fast delivery. And right now, you can get 0% interest for 60 months on select Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest Black, and Purple mattresses. Visit your local Ashley store or shop online today.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself physically every single day. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. There's nothing like them.
Yo, my name is Luis, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the different flavors that are hitting your mouth at every millisecond. You get the explosion and the zestiness of the chicken, then that spice just kicks in, and if you had that cilantro lime, perfection.
Hi, this is Becky, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is that marinade. They make sure that it is on the entire piece of chicken and not just on top. The pepper, whatever else is secret in their marinade, is amazing.
Thousands of games, including the one you want. The moments no one has but us. The plays no one has but us. That is hockey on ESPN+.
This time could be up there with the greatest of times. And it starts now.
You gotta be kidding me!
When you win the turnover battle 4-0 as Toledo is right now, it stands to reason you'd be leading 45-7. As we head to the fourth quarter here at Brigham Field in DeKalb, Illinois with Forrest Connolly, I'm Doug Sherman. There's a look at the team numbers. First downs even. A lot of things fairly even. But the big difference, the 4 interceptions by Quinyon Mitchell all by himself. Out of the Wildcat on first and goal, it's an easy touchdown for Ontario Brown.
And once again, I still don't understand why defenses have such a difficult time stopping the Wildcat. You know he's going to run the football. Come up the field, bring vertical pressure. But a good job by Ontario Brown to find the seam and basically go untouched into the end zone. And that's what you're looking for if you're Northern Illinois. Positive plays right now.
Brown's having himself a good game statistically as they go for 13 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Hampton going to try to throw for the 2. He's got a wide open receiver. Put 2 on the board. That is Liam Sorahan, a redshirt senior from Dearborn, Michigan, on the receiving end of that 2-point conversion pass.
And I love the sell by the lineman, number 60, who was split out wide as if they were going to throw the ball his way. But a good job by Hampton to fake right, go back left, find his receiver, Sorgan, for the 2-point conversion. The big fella was selling it out there on the right side. I like that.
No doubt about it. And that allowed big number 83 to get the 2-point conversion. Young man who already has his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering out of Divine Child High School. So Northern Illinois back on the board for the first time since the first quarter.
And one thing you have to look at in games like this is you've got to look at the positive plays. This is one of those game films where you look at it one time, you throw it out, and you forget about it because you can't do anything about it. It's over and done once the game is over with, and you've got a full season ahead of you. You've got more MAC football to play. You've got tough ball clubs ahead in your schedule. You cannot concern yourself with this loss. You know, they've got Eastern Michigan coming up, who looked extremely well today against Western Michigan. You've got Ohio. You know, and then you finally come back home for a home game in November to play against the Central Michigan ball club that's playing tough.
That kick hit one of the up men for Toledo, and on the free ball, the Huskies have come up with it. A huge play for Northern Illinois' special teams.
And that's what you want to see, your team continuing to compete. Toledo had to know that they were going to attempt an onside kick.
Ruling on the field as the ball was touched by the receiving team, recovered by the kicking team. First down, Northern Illinois.
And this is a reflection of Coach Hammock and, you know, the fighting spirit and the not give up attitude. You see how this team is continuing to compete.
Nate Valcarcel, number 19, wound up recovering that kick.
Toledo was caught totally off guard. You see them turning around, going to cover the kick.
So Northern Illinois takes over at midfield. First down run for 2 yards. Short gain. There again, Dallas Gant in the middle of everything. He came into the game as the top tackler for Toledo. He's able to stop Ontario Brown.
And enough can't be said about this front four from Toledo and their ability to control the line of scrimmage and keep those guards from climbing up to the second level to cover up those linebackers.
Well, much like last year in this matchup, they have moved Desjuan Johnson from the middle out to the edge to play defensive end. His speed really can make a difference against this running attack of NIU. Brown able to pick up more yardage and another first down.
And Ontario Brown does a really good job with the jump cut, getting to the outside. He's a very shifty runner, and he's got the speed when he gets to the edge to turn it up the field. You see the jump cut right there, and he gets to the outside, and he's got the speed to get up the field.
Whaley back at running back. Fake the handoff his way. And the pass is complete. Just back into the game, Drew Cassins, a backup tight end on the receiving end.
Ruling on the field, the runner was down, second down.
And that play had, potential to develop into something much bigger, but there was immediate pressure by Zachary Ford on the quarterback. Or excuse me, Desjuan Johnson. Immediate pressure. He did not go for the ball fake. He went right towards the quarterback, so Ethan Hampton had to get rid of that football before the receiver was able to get out to the flat.
Head start for Zachary Ford coming off the edge.
And I guess he heard me call his name, so he decided.
False start. Offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That's the center, Pete Nigra. So I guess there was a reason for the head start. Ford's had a couple of big hits here in the second half for Toledo. Second down, 13 yards to go. They've got to get to the 28-yard line of the Rockets. Play action. Pass to Cole Tucker is good. That'll leave him with a 3rd down and 1. Tucker getting more involved in the offense here in the second half.
An interesting defensive set on that play. They played almost a 4-4 look, and they had Quinyon Mitchell back as the lone safety, almost a cover 1.
Now, Cole Tucker, he's a legacy here at Northern Illinois. His father, Brett, led NIU in interceptions as a junior, was a 8th-round draft pick of the Houston Oilers as a defensive back. And his mom, Cindy, was a gymnast here at Northern Illinois. And this is the 6th year playing for Cole Tucker in a Huskies uniform. First down for the Huskies. Brown back in. And Whaley back in. So a couple of running backs out there. Maybe we'll have another Wildcat look. Although I do see a quarterback. Justin Lynch has come back out. So you've got your running quarterback who is behind center. And he's got Brown behind him. Whaley goes out as a receiver. Whaley was the motion man, just a simple give up the middle, and Toledo was not fooled. Nice tackle again by Dallas Gant.
And you saw the motion. You had the pistol formation. They gave the defense a lot to think about, but the defense did a good job of playing their 111 and not going for all of the moving parts that was going on prior to the snap of the football.
Dallas Gant having himself a real nice ball game. Former Ohio State Buckeye who has come home to Toledo, plays a big part in this terrific Rockets defense. Well, there's the speed we've been talking about. Desjuan Johnson. As a high school junior, he was a 210-pound middle linebacker flying around. His quickness is what caught the attention of the recruiters at Toledo. They made him a little bigger, but he hasn't lost the quickness, and now they're using him off the edge again here today.
Well, the offensive tackle Lippy gave up the short corner. You've got to keep your shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, get 3 kick steps, and then you can turn, open that outside shoulder, and run the defensive end past the level of the quarterback.
11th career sack for the senior out of East English Village Prep in Detroit. Hampton has his pass batted down. Nate Bauer got his left hand on that pass. Second-team All-MAC safety a couple of years ago.
And what was interesting, he had 2 receivers out on routes on the right side of the formation, but there was a number 27 over in that area.
Who'd you be talking about?
Just a guy named Quinyon Mitchell.
Man, 4 interceptions on the day to match the all-time single-game school record. We've got a 46-yard field goal attempt with the wind. It is up, and it is good. Nicely done. Number 39, John Richardson, a 5th-year kicker who was second-team All-Conference a couple of years ago, had a rough week at Ball State last week, comes up with a nice kick right there, 45-18.
On an urgent Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Hurry! It's almost kickoff. I am. Oh, they logged me out! What's the password?
Okay, it's P23XR ampersand.
Dude, the caps lock is on! Ah! How much time we got?
I missed basic cable. Here we go.
What was there? What was there? Oh no, I got the spinning wheel!
Fanstown by Dr. Pepper.
This commercial. Game hasn't started.
They play these too much.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Your local Ashley store has all the top mattress brands in stock and ready for fast delivery. And right now, you can get 0% interest for 60 months on select Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest Black, and Purple mattresses. Visit your local Ashley store or shop online today.
When we were a motorized bicycle company, they said that's fine for the streets, but you'll never win a race. They said motorcycles are one thing, but you can't make cars. All right, you're a car company, but you won't win Formula One in a hybrid. Well, you'll never compete off-road. What about when there is no road? No gas. They've challenged us to do a lot of things. What will we do next? Honda, the power of dreams.
No fees or minimums and no overdraft fees are another reason banking with Capital One is an even easier decision than this.
We need a clutch hit. Derek. Jeter.
Hang in there, rookie.
Yep, even easier than that. What's in your wallet?
(45-18), Toledo leading Northern Illinois. And folks, help people affected by Hurricane Ian. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross prepare for, respond to, and help people recover from this disaster. Your donation enables the Red Cross to prepare for, respond to, and help people recover from this disaster, and will provide people and communities affected by this devastating storm with food, shelter, relief supplies, recovery, planning support, and other assistance. If you are able, please lend your support by going to redcross.org/ESPN. What's that, the third time today at least we've seen the ball blown off the tee? At least.
The wind has played a role throughout this ball game, whether it's been on throws across the field, kickoffs.
It's wobbling.
It is blowing wild.
And they keep saying it's a 13-mile-an-hour wind, and I'm just not buying it.
Absolutely not.
Another onside kick, recovered again by Northern Illinois. The Huskies have not quit.
I'm going to say this, and I might get in trouble for this too.
Uh-oh.
But if they find a way to come back and win this ball game, now, wouldn't that be something if we saw the same amount of onside kick recoveries as we've seen?
Pick sixes.
Pick sixes and turnovers.
Man, Michael Kennedy this time coming up.
The kicking team recovered the kick.
And you have to think that the wind played.
Where the recovery was. First down, Northern Illinois.
And the ball is down where the recovery was because you can't advance the ball on an onside kick. But the wind played a part in that onside kick as well, because when the ball bounces off of a player or it gets past that 10-yard mark and it's up in the air, you don't know where the ball's going to end up as an offensive player trying to recover it.
Deep down the middle, Hampton, no. Incomplete.
And Hampton had a play right there. He had an opportunity to hit Cole Tucker. He put a little bit too much on the football. And you have to think, again, and we continue to harp on it, but it is a factor, the wind. Once again, when you're going vertical, in a wind like this, it tends to carry the ball a bit more when you're throwing with the wind.
All week long, he continued to take first-team reps in practice, as usual, along with the injured Rocky Lombardi, who continues to get closer to playing again. Gums makes a man miss, makes a second man miss, and it takes until the leading tackler, Dallas Gant, gets involved, but not before Gums gets another first down for NIU.
And Coach Hammock has got to love this, because his team is continuing to fight, continuing to believe, and continuing to try to get as many yards as they can. You see Gums breaks one tackle. He breaks another tackle, two. He breaks another tackle, three. It takes defenders to corral him to get him down to the ground.
Andre Fuller came in to help finish off Gums. Hampton, he goes down. That is first sack of the year for Jamal Hines, and for the senior out of Princeton High School in Cincinnati, for his career, give him 17.5 sacks.
And you see the TE stunt. The tackle goes to the outside. The end loops back around. But once again, you've got 5 to block 4. There is no reason there should be pressure on your quarterback. The offensive linemen have to do a better job of passing off the block.
I'm sure his twin brother Jamar is bursting with pride. Whaley. Another big play for NIU down to the 30-yard line. 2 yards shy of a first down.
3-man pass rush, almost got to the quarterback once again. Jamal Hines, immediate pressure, but a good job by Hampton to get the ball to his playmaker.
18-yard gain on 3rd down and 2. Going nowhere. Desjuan Johnson once again coming up big for Toledo. Well, their defensive coordinator, Vince Karras, says of Des Johnson, quote, he's as tough a football player as I've ever been around. He's a little banged up now, but he just keeps bringing it.
And what's interesting, when you look at him on the field, he doesn't look like he's 275 pounds. He's put together very well, and he plays extremely hard on the outside as well as the inside.
Well, we know how college football programs bring in guys and put weight on them so they can play the line. And he has done it effectively. Harrison Whaley on 4th down picks up a first. Whaley coming off of his career high 230 yards at Ball State last Saturday with some tough yards here on 4th down.
And you see him fighting to get those yards. Now, something interesting to pay attention to, Quinyon Mitchell, who has the 4 interceptions, came up kind of gimpy on that play. He was limping a little bit. So I wondered, did the coaching staff see that and if they possibly will go after him?
I just watched him backpedaling at half speed there. He looked okay. Pass complete to Whaley. Gain of 9 to the 16-yard line.
He had a little hitch in his giddy on prior to that, so it'll be interesting to see. I wouldn't go at him. Still, but
right, he might just be baiting you. Yeah. Oh, look, my leg's hurting. Don't come my way again. Interception number 5. They go away from him. It's another pass completion inside the 5-yard line. Again, Drew Cassins with his second reception of the ball game. And now with a little tempo, they feel like maybe they've got this Rockets defense on its heels. First and goal for NIU.
You see guys with their hands on their hips. Guys are tired.
Good coverage by Chris McDonald. Among the headliners in Toledo's 2019 recruiting haul, rated #1 in the MAC, starter from day one out of Southridge High School in Miami.
You can see Toledo's able to get some replacements into the ball game. But a good job by the defender on that play. I don't think Tucker would have been able to make a play on the football. It was too far out of bounds for him to be able to squeeze the football and stay in bounds. But I like that the defender was able to get a hand on it and make sure he did not have an opportunity at all.
Tucker in motion. Hampton looking right, now over the middle, throws, has a man wide open. Touchdown, Huskies. Messiah Travis in the back of the end zone, and what do you know? Northern Illinois just keeps chipping away.
And that was on number 27, Quinyon Mitchell, and I just don't think that he could explode off of that play. You see, I talked about that ankle earlier, and you see him in trail mode on that play. I just think something's going on. He may have tweaked an ankle or something earlier in the ball game because he doesn't have that explosion that we saw earlier.
Going for two one more time. Initially out of the I formation, now from the pistol, Ethan Hampton. Rolls right, throws back. Gadget play doesn't work. Got it into the hands of one of the big eaters up front, and they could not make anything happen. Evan Buss, the tackle eligible, and the two-point conversion try goes nowhere. 45-24 Toledo.
On a Fansville homecoming by Dr. Pepper.
Surprise! CJ, we weren't expecting you.
Hey, buddy, what are you doing here?
Hey, go State.
You replaced me with star quarterback Bryce Young?
We could never replace you.
Here's your Dr. Pepper, Mom.
Mom?
It's just a silly nickname.
You came up with Dad for me. Here you go, kid.
They're my family now, CJ.
Next time on Fansville.
Hey, brother. Get out of my room!
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Medium latte, half calf, no foam. Thanks.
Quite the personalized order.
I know what I like. I've been meaning to ask you, Carl, does your firm offer personalized index investing? So I can remove a stock that doesn't align with my goals.
I'm a broker, not a barista.
What about managing gains and losses to be more tax efficient?
Not a wizard either.
Looks like Schwab personalized indexing can.
Learn more about personalized indexing at Schwab today.
Everyone is ready for Monday Night Football. Carr, Adams, and the Raiders clash with Mahomes, Kelsey, and the Chiefs.
A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. As luck would have it, that's our story.
The touchdown pass from Hampton to Travis sets up a two-point try, and Forrest, explain this to me.
Well, you know, first of all, Evan Buss, you know, I don't think he's going to score if he catches the ball. You got to keep your feet, big fella. You got to high knees, high knees, high knees. And then number 76, John Champ, he's down the field, so the officials probably could have called illegal player downfield. That was a train wreck all across the board. But you know what? Hey, big fellas, we always look for our opportunity, and he probably got a tad bit excited as the ball was in the air because everybody went with the play fake.
Yep.
So it looked like it had the potential, but I don't know if he would have been able to fake out that backside defender to get to the end zone. But you saw the excitement. But high knees, big fella. High knees when you get the opportunity.
Yeah, this coming from my man, Forrest Connolly, who knows what he's talking about. And in the immortal words of Chris Berman, a little rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling. You know.
More stumbling.
And like you said, he did have linebacker Jackson Barrow closing in to make sure he didn't get anywhere, so the two-point conversion fails. Third straight onside kick. This time, Toledo is able to recover, and again, it's Zachary Ford making a play, the junior out of Cleveland, who's got a high football IQ, and that secures the football for the Rockets. Toledo will have it when we come back. 6:18 on the clock. All Toledo today in DeKalb.
Here's the thing about the good times in life. We don't always realize we're in them. When greatness is unfolding right in front of us. When superstars, rising stars, jokers, and freaks collide. This time could be up there with the greatest of times. It's a beautiful time for basketball.
MLS Decision Day. It's make or break. MLS Decision Day 2022. Today on ESPN2.
Are you ready for football? Are you dreaming for football?
I love you, Josh Allen.
Are you crafting, prepping, and screaming for football? Good. Then you're ready.
Back to Benzema! 1-0 to Real Madrid. Siempre somos los dueños del juego. Billones, billones, empezamos de cero. We're making it hot, we're making it hot. Dinero, dinero, y no vamos a parar.
It's the second highest scoring output for Toledo so far this season. Week 2, they put 55 on the board against UMass to run the record to 2-0. Then they went to Columbus and got beaten by number 3 Ohio State 77-21. Then a tough loss at San Diego State 17-14. Then into MAC play last week, home against Central Michigan. They beat the Chippewas 38-17, and now on the road at Northern Illinois. An impressive performance as you see the team comparison. But what that doesn't show you is the real difference in the game, the turnovers. 4 interceptions made by Quinyon Mitchell. He returned a pair of them for touchdowns, and with that, the Rockets are soaring in what could wind up being, looks like it'll be, a 2-0 start to conference play. In the preseason poll, Northern Illinois was picked 1. They're the defending champs, defending MAC champs. And Toledo was picked number 2, and it looks like maybe if you took that poll again now, you might flip that as Penny Boone runs on first down.
What's interesting is DeQuan Finn is back in the ball game, which I don't understand. He went out with what looked like an injury. Your second-team quarterback, Tucker Gleason, comes in and throws a touchdown and looks good. You've got a huge lead, a 21-point lead. This is the opportunity to get your second-team guys some live action. So I just don't understand the decision-making right here by the Toledo coaching staff to put him back in the ball game.
Well, if we ask Coach Candle afterwards, he might say, well, they've cut it to 3 touchdowns. You never know. Coaches are, as Penny Boone lowers his shoulder, delivers the blow and gets the first down. Coaches don't think the game's over as quickly as those of us who are observing the game think it's over.
But I get it, but you're running the football right now. You're not throwing the football.
So you figure he's not in harm's way.
But at the end of the day, he can still take unnecessary contact because you've got an emotional ball club that's losing homecoming. They're getting blown out at homecoming. So you've got players that may try and take some shots on him. and you don't want shots taken on your guy, but you also want to get live action for your second-team guy because this is conference play, and like I said, you never know. You're always an ankle sprain away from getting in.
Yeah, I'm with you. Third-string running back Penny Boone again. Clock continues to run now clock is stopped at 4:49.
30-second charge timeout, Northern Illinois, their first.
So the Huskies stop the clock. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining. Like I said, the coaches don't think it's over.
Please set the game clock to 4:51, please, 4:51.
As quickly as many of the observers think it's over.
Well, you have to look at Gleason, and I wonder what he's thinking at this point. Because he's probably thinking, hey, I did a good job when I went in, threw a touchdown. Yeah, they got 2 onside kicks, but at the same time, I did what I was supposed to do as far as doing my job. I just didn't get the opportunity because our special teams gave up, 2 onside kicks. We still got a 21-point lead. Why am I not in the ballgame?
Yeah.
I would be questioning that if I was Gleason. But once again, that's why I'm up here in the booth, and I'm not down on the field coaching.
Yeah. Give it to Boone. He's got a lead blocker. Bounces it outside. Lowers the shoulder and again delivers punishment. First down, Toledo. They call him the baby bus, and you can see why. A bruising sophomore running back out of Detroit.
Absolutely. He lowered the boom, but he got the boom lowered on him as well.
Now, Boone started his college career as a Maryland Terrapin after turning down Purdue, Boston College, Tennessee, Syracuse, Cincinnati. Played for the Terps, 14 games over 2 years. Had some good numbers, but is transferred to Toledo. Boone on first down. Again, runs through the first tackler to get plus yardage.
I don't think he ran through it. He just basically ran over.
Jordan White.
You can't go up there playing around with the big fella Boone. You got to get low, get a wide base.
Timeout, Northern Illinois, their second of the half.
Northern Illinois stops the clock again. Yeah, Jordan White came in from
Please reset the game clock to 4:13, please. 4:13.
From Youngstown State, 208 pounds, and just got run over by the 235-pound Boone.
It is a grown man's game in between the tackles. And you watch right here, White comes up. You've got to make a grown man decision right there. He did a good job trying to hold on, but, Boone did a better job of lowering the hammer. That is called square chin football right there, ladies and gentlemen. Boom, right there. Boone is one of those guys that I call a fall forward runner.
Mm-hmm.
He's always going to fall forward.
Well, his coaches feel like he could be special. Back at MLK High School, he averaged 9.9 yards per carry. Think the high school kids had a chance to try and tackle him?
Absolutely not. He's averaging a first down every time he touches the football.
Give it to Boone again. That'll bring up third down and short. In on the tackle, James Esther, the 2-time captain for NIU.
30-second charge timeout, Northern Illinois.
And NIU has now exhausted its timeouts.
Please set the game clock to 4:08. 4:08, please. Thank you.
I guess Northern Illinois said they're not going to take any timeouts with them.
And for Northern Illinois, their MAC journey will continue next week on the road as they head to Ypsilanti to face Eastern Michigan. That's scheduled for a 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern Time kickoff, October 15th. And you can see that game as well right here on ESPN Plus. And the Huskies are going to be trying to snap a 5-game losing streak when they get to Eastern next week.
And Eastern Michigan looked really good today against Western Michigan, so that's going to be a tough outing against a ball club that is on an emotional high with their win today.
Well, Eastern's been funny. You know, they went to Lafayette, Louisiana, looked good early against the Ragin' Cajuns before losing, then went out to Tempe and beat Arizona State. They have talent, went on the road, as you mentioned, today to go to Kalamazoo and pick up a victory. So it'll be a tough test for the Huskies next week in Ypsilanti. Finn throwing. Complete, and it is. I don't see a signal, but it sure should be a touchdown. Indeed it is. On the receiving end, number 40, Lenny Cool.
And a good job at Cool to get over the goal line, put his head down, put his shoulder down, and make sure he got the ball across the goal line for the touchdown.
Big redshirt freshman from Munich, Germany, 6'5", 245. Out of the hold of Batsky. Clucky will kick the PAT, which is good. 4:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. Toledo now with 52 on the board, leading comfortably on this last touchdown pass play. Daquan Finn looks like he's feeling pretty good, back on the field throwing touchdowns.
Are you ready for football? No, really, are you? Are you screaming for football? Dreaming for football?
I love you, Josh Allen.
Are you crafting, parenting, and naming your pets for football? Are you
breaking up with me? For football.
Are you dancing, flexing, prepping, jonesing, burrowing, and hyping yourself up for an all-new season of football? Good. Then you're ready.
MLS Decision Day. It's make or break. MLS Decision Day 2022. Today on ESPN2.
The NHL returns with an opening night doubleheader face-off. Ready, steady, go! First up, it's a conference final rematch as the Lightning take on the Rangers. Then it's a West Coast battle between the Golden Knights and the Kings. Ready, steady, go! Lightning, Rangers, Golden Knights, Kings. Tuesday on ESPN and ESPN+.
That is hockey.
Back in DeKalb, Illinois, where Toledo has added to its lead 52-24 with just over 4 minutes remaining. Daquan Finn on the day, 13 of 19 passing for the Rockets, 167 yards and now 3 touchdowns, including that last one to Cool to cover 8 yards. And now Clucky back out with the kick team to boot it away. Kicking into the wind, it is a returnable kick. And the Huskies able to get it out to about the 25-yard line. Let's take a look at the scores around the MAC, and Forrest, my eye goes to Buffalo, 38-7 winners at Bowling Green. Don't look now, but Mo Linguist Bulls are 3-0 in conference play.
And they are asserting themselves as a problem and a team to be reckoned with this score today. So you've got to be excited if you're a Buffalo fan.
A couple of big road wins, including the one by Eastern Michigan we've been talking about. And Toledo will be adding itself to that list. Not easy to go on the road in the Mid-American Conference and come home with a win, but that is what Toledo is going to do here today. On first down, pass caught by Travis, who has a touchdown to his credit so far here today. And the sophomore from Solario Academy in Chicago is finally wrestled to the ground.
And a good job by the Toledo defenders not allowing Travis to get out of bounds. He wanted to get out and stop the clock. Remember, Northern Illinois has no timeouts left.
Hampton, dangerous pass, incomplete. Trying to find Travis again. And the defender, Chris McDonald, has yet to get back up.
And he went down awkward on that play. He kind of landed on his shoulder a little bit. You see him grabbing his shoulder. Watch how he goes down on that left shoulder. And remember, it's cold out here, so the ground is hard. And then working on that left shoulder. Hopefully it's just a stinger.
As McDonald gets up and will walk off, let's hope, like you say, it's nothing significant. Here's what Toledo has to come. A date with the Flashes next Saturday. And then a trip to the leader of the MAC East week after next on the 22nd to UB Stadium to take the still undefeated in conference play UB Bulls.
That will be an interesting ball game at Buffalo.
At this point, it would be the East leader against the West leader, as we have certainly reached heat of Maction. You're feeling it, I can tell you, Ken.
The meat of Maction.
Come on, Paul. You know what I'm saying.
I love it, man.
Hampton slides in safely at the U of NIU after a 5-yard pickup.
And a good job by Hampton not to take any unnecessary contact on that play. Get as much as you can and get down. Slide feet first, because at that point you become a defenseless player and the defense can't get any extra hits on you.
Brown tackled after a short gain. And there's the Jackson Barrow, sophomore out of Cathedral High School in Indianapolis. Fourth and 2. Hampton flips it for a first down. Nicely done to draw the defense and then just let her rip. Able to find George Gums to move the chains.
And a good job by Hampton. They brought 5 pass rushes on this play, so you've got 5 on 5. He gets to the outside, waits for the defenders to step up, and then throws the ball right over their head to Gums for the first down.
Yeah, kind of a poor man's Patrick Mahomes on that kind of play. Now let's see what he's got up his sleeve. Number 2 in Cardinal, Hampton. A little more traditional pass. Finds Brown out of the backfield. He stays inbounds, though, and the clock continues to run, winding down to the 2-minute mark.
And some good tackling on the outside by the Toledo defenders,
Yeah.
not allowing the Northern Illinois players to get out of bounds.
Good coaching by Vince Karras and company. He's the DC, son of the College Football Hall of Famer Larry Karras. All out of the Mount Union School of Football. They know what they're doing there.
30-second charge timeout. Toledo, their first of the half.
Coach Candle uses the timeout. Yeah, Mount Union, the DC Vince Karras played for his dad, graduated in '98. The head coach Jason Candle was there a few years later, graduated in '03. They both were assistant coaches at Mount Union. And you can see all over the place. If you can win at Division III, you can win at Division II, you can win at Division I. I mean, all you have to do is look at Lance Leipold, 3-time national champ at Division III Whitewater. Goes to Buffalo, steps up as a winner. Now look what he's done in Kansas.
Well, I think if you can coach football, you can coach football.
Right.
You just got to get the opportunities, and I think that's what is starting to happen for coaches at smaller schools. They're getting opportunities to coach at bigger programs and showing their coaching ability.
Although I should mention Kansas in its showdown today with TCU with College game day on hand, lost for the first time. The 17th ranked Horned Frogs beat the 19th ranked Jayhawks 38-31.
And they lost their starting quarterback as well, Daniels. So you have to hope that Jalen Daniels is going to be able to get back on the field for that ball club, because he's such an important player for that Kansas ball club, with his ability to run the football, to throw the football, and to make defenses have to be versatile when they prepare for that Kansas ball club.
Young man out of Southern California. They did a nice piece on him today on game day. That would be bad news for Kansas if he can't play on. Cole Tucker with another reception and another first down. Hampton dumps it off over the middle, has a man caught. Whaley, first down, inside the 5-yard line. Nice tackle by Andre Fuller, otherwise that would have gone for 6.
And Northern Illinois got away with the hold on that play. Number 91, Jamal Hines, had pressure, but he got grabbed on the backside.
Hampton. Progress going to be stopped at about the 5-yard line. Had a hole, but it closed up very quickly.
And probably not a good decision by Hampton. You throw that out the back of the end zone, save the time, and live to play another play.
On 2nd and goal, Hampton throws incomplete. Throwing into double coverage, trying to find Rutkowitz, who came into this week tied for the MAC lead with 5 touchdowns. But that'll bring up 3rd and goal.
Hampton is doing a good job of staying away from the right side of the formation and throwing to the opposite side of number 27, Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah, don't want to give Mitchell a 5-pack. 4's enough, but Mitchell's still out there. Hunting, there he is, hunting for what could be a 5th interception. He's already tied the Toledo record. They throw away from him again, and it's a touchdown for Northern Illinois. Drew Cassins one more time. He's been a valuable part of the passing game here in the second half for NIU.
And it looked like there was some confusion on the defensive side of the football in coverage on that play because he was wide open. You see everybody goes inside with the inside receivers, and he comes across wide open. Nobody goes with him. Easy pitch and catch for the touchdown for Northern Illinois.
Cassins is a sophomore from Downers Grove, Illinois, and once again NIU going for 2. Out of the Wildcat formation. Whaley in motion, takes the handoff from Brown. Whaley turns it up, breaks a tackle. That's a 2-point conversion for the Huskies. Nicely designed, nicely executed.
You see Whaley, he was not going to be denied on this play. He breaks a tackle in the backfield. He's able to get north and south. And once he's able to get north and south, it's just a matter of getting the ball across the goal line for the 2-point conversion. And once again on this touchdown, everybody went with the inside receiver, Cole Tucker, on that play. They thought he was going for the quick inside route. And a good job by Casson to get to the outside and Hampton to deliver the ball for the touchdown.
Forrest, I got 3 things that when this football game started, we didn't think we'd see as much as we have. Interceptions by one man, onside kicks, and 2-point conversion attempts. It's been that kind of day. With the big lead, Toledo has been cruising, and so Northern Illinois repeatedly going for 2 and then having onside kicks. They recovered 2 of them.
And also 84-point score.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think the total was 60 or somewhere thereabouts, so if you had the over, that's a good thing. If you had the under, what were you thinking? Because these are the 2 highest scoring teams in the MAC.
Well, I think the game got away from Northern early because of the turnovers.
Yeah. And then the Northern defense couldn't get off the field. They were in such a big hole. There's another onside kick. Ball still loose. The Rockets think they have it. And indeed they do. Newton, his job is never done. And that's not a good sign. Stewart is under some difficulty trying to get off the field.
And you got to think Toledo's going to come out in victory formation right now, take a knee or two, and close this game on out.
Well, there's your starting running back, who we featured off the top, out there with the hands team, having to get help coming off the field with 45 seconds left in a blowout. Not what you want to see if you're the Rockets.
And yes, they're going to that victory formation right now. I expect the quarterback, Finn, to get it, take a knee, because you don't want to risk injury from anyone in a ball game that you've already got won.
It looks like it was some friendly fire where Stewart got hit.
And it doesn't look bad. That's the one good thing about it. There was no awkward bend on the leg or the knee or the ankles, and it came up out the turf. So that's a good thing. We just hope that it's not going to be serious and nothing that keeps him out of the next ball game.
Well, it's been homecoming here at Northern Illinois, but it's not been a happy homecoming for the folks on Hall of Fame weekend. The head coach went into the Athletics Hall of Fame, but his team came out, fell into a big hole, and Toledo crushed him 52-32.
Well, there are some positives that they can take out of this ball game. And the one thing that impressed me about this Northern Illinois ball club is they never gave up. They kept fighting. They kept, attempting onside kicks. They got 2 of them. There's some positives to take away. Of course, they wanted to get the W. They did not. But you cannot worry about what you can't control, and that's the outcome of this football game. They've got to be prepared for their next ball game.
Toledo improves to 4-2 overall, 2-0 in the MAC, alone atop the MAC West. Northern Illinois, meanwhile, loses its 5th ball game in a row to drop to 0-2 in league play, 1-5 overall. The star of the game, no question, Quinyon Mitchell, the sophomore defensive back with a program-tying 4 interceptions, including a pair of pick sixes. And that, as much as anything, dictated the outcome of this football game. So for Forrest Connolly, I'm Doug Sherman saying so long from DeKalb, Illinois, where our final score, it was the Rockets from the University of Toledo, 52, and the Huskies from Northern Illinois University, 32. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.